Welcome to the 2024 SYC Kentucky, presented by Storm Bowling. Brought to you by Cool Wick, official apparel merchandiser of the Storm Youth Championships, by PBA Junior, the PBA Youth Club for bowlers under the age of 18. And by KEGEL, built for bowling. By Turbo 2-in-1 Grips, 3G Footwear, Master Accessories, Ballard's Bowling Academy, by Pinwheel.us, Customer Relationship Management, by T&D Transportation, and by Quality Respite and Home Care. All scoring is provided by Bowl Metrics, official tournament management system of the Storm Youth Championships. This year, all SYC events and tournaments are aligned with charities, Ballard versus the Big C, and Make-A-Wish Utah. Now, from Kingpin Lanes in Jeffersontown, Kentucky, just outside Louisville, this is the 2024 SYC Kentucky. Welcome to the 2024 SYC Kentucky, presented by Storm Bowling. Brought to you by Cool Wick, official apparel merchandiser of the Storm Youth Championships, by PBA Junior, the PBA Youth Club for bowlers under the age of 18. And by KEGEL, built for bowling. By Turbo 2-in-1 Grips, 3G Footwear, Master Accessories, Ballard's Bowling Academy, by Pinwheel.us, Customer Relationship Management, by T&D Transportation, and by Quality Respite and Home Care. All scoring is provided by Bowl Metrics, official tournament management system of the Storm Youth Championships. This year, all SYC events and tournaments are aligned with charities, Ballard versus the Big C, and Make-A-Wish Utah. Now, from Kingpin Lanes in Jeffersontown, Kentucky, just outside Louisville, this is the 2024 SYC Kentucky. Welcome to the 2024 SYC Kentucky, presented by Storm Bowling. Brought to you by Cool Wick, official apparel merchandiser of the Storm Youth Championships, by PBA Junior, the PBA Youth Club for bowlers under the age of 18. And by KEGEL, built for bowling. By Turbo 2-in-1 Grips, 3G Footwear, Master Accessories, Ballard's Bowling Academy, by Pinwheel.us, Customer Relationship Management, by T&D Transportation, and by Quality Respite and Home Care. All scoring is provided by Bowl Metrics, official tournament management system of the Storm Youth Championships. This year, all SYC events and tournaments are aligned with charities, Ballard versus the Big C, and Make-A-Wish Utah. Now, from Kingpin Lanes in Jeffersontown, Kentucky, just outside Louisville, this is the 2024 SYC Kentucky. Welcome to the 2024 SYC Kentucky, presented by Storm Bowling. Brought to you by Cool Wick, official apparel merchandiser of the Storm Youth Championships, by PBA Junior, the PBA Youth Club for bowlers under the age of 18. And by KEGEL, built for bowling. By Turbo 2-in-1 Grips, 3G Footwear, Master Accessories, Ballard's Bowling Academy, by Pinwheel.us, Customer Relationship Management, by T&D Transportation, and by Quality Respite and Home Care. All scoring is provided by Bowl Metrics, official tournament management system of the Storm Youth Championships. This year, all SYC events and tournaments are aligned with charities, Ballard versus the Big C, and Make-A-Wish Utah. Now, from Kingpin Lanes in Jeffersontown, Kentucky, just outside Louisville, this is the 2024 SYC Kentucky. Welcome to the 2024 SYC Kentucky, presented by Storm Bowling. Brought to you by Cool Wick, official apparel merchandiser of the Storm Youth Championships, by PBA Junior, the PBA Youth Club for bowlers under the age of 18. And by KEGEL, built for bowling. By Turbo 2-in-1 Grips, 3G Footwear, Master Accessories, Ballard's Bowling Academy, by Pinwheel.us, Customer Relationship Management, by T&D Transportation, and by Quality Respite and Home Care. All scoring is provided by Bowl Metrics, official tournament management system of the Storm Youth Championships. This year, all SYC events and tournaments are aligned with charities, Ballard versus the Big C, and Make-A-Wish Utah. Now, from Kingpin Lanes in Jeffersontown, Kentucky, just outside Louisville, this is the 2024 SYC Kentucky. Welcome to the 2024 SYC Kentucky, presented by Storm Bowling.
Good morning, Storm Nation. We are live from the SYC in Kentucky, and we are here at Kingpin Lanes. We're back again. It's been a couple years since we came to this part of the country, but we are excited to be back. Actually, I think we were here last year. Anyway, Kingpin Lanes is a great facility. They've hosted a lot of great events lately, collegiate, and John McCarthy and his team here, they're fantastic. And we are getting ready to watch some awesome youth athletes. Up in front of us, we have Micah Jones and Maddox Kurla. Those are the two that are going to start off this pair. Our main pair, of course, is 7 and 8. You can see a little bit of 5 and 6, and you also can see 9 and 10. I do have another camera that we will be bringing in and out that shows 9 through 12. And we'll just keep popping back and forth and see how these young men are bowling in front of us. We are in Louisville, Kentucky. Louisville, as we've been reminded, Louisville. It takes a little bit to remember how to say that one. Of course, we have 150 bowlers in the field this weekend. The age divisions are U12 to U18. Gonna see Braden Luteral and William Luckett step up. See Mr. Braden Maceley here. He's from Fairport, New York. Bowls at Fairview Lanes, 17 years old. He has bowled two 300s and a 258 at the New York State Tournament, adult youth tournament a couple weeks ago. So 300, 300, 258. That's a big, big set. He loves school. That is something that, besides bowling, he's really passionate about. And he wants to say hi to his mom, dad, family, Chris Lamb, his pro shop operator, and Jeremy Forty at Fairview Lanes. These youth athletes have a lot of bowling centers and pro shop operators to thank all across the country. The proprietors really do love youth bowling and try to give these youth athletes a place to practice. So you'll hear many youth bowlers think they're bowling centers and pro shops all day long. The youth athletes today are bowling on a short pattern. That is what they're starting on this morning. Pattern they're bowling on today is 38 feet with 26 mils. KEGEL, of course, is our official partner when it comes to lane patterns. We appreciate all of the patterns they create. Good morning to everyone in the chat. Ryan Carmichael wishes he could have been here. Man, this event sold out in 2 minutes. It was incredibly quick, the SYC in Kentucky. We had over 100 people on the waiting list. And yesterday we talked to a lot of families who, this is their very first SYC, and they were amazed that they got in, and it was a really tough one to get into. But we did get a lot of people off of the waiting list, actually, into the tournament, as we do at most SYCs. It just is very close to the start of the tournament, so you have to be able to travel at the last minute. But there's no surprise that youth bowling is alive and well. They're always ready on SYC sign-up day. Got Brian Neubauer, who is in the building. Hello, Brian. Also, Anthony, he's in the building too with his daughter. Brian's here with his son. Goody, I see Alexander. Hello, Alexander. Tracy, Hillary. I just got a picture from Hillary. Hillary's watching. I want to be where Hillary is. She's watching by a nice little fireplace on vacation. I hope y'all are having a great Memorial Day weekend. You can take us anywhere because we're on a mobile device. So just take the SYC with you on your outing or your barbecue this weekend. Joshua, there are 150 bowlers in the field this weekend. The scores will be posted on bowlmetrics.com. I'll drop that into the chat as well. We max out our field. We got a question yesterday. How do we decide how big our field is? And we don't. The lanes dictate how many bowlers can bowl in the competition. We like 6 on a pair. And so usually it depends on how many lanes are in the bowling center. And as everyone knows, there's not a lot of big bowling centers out there, but we love coming to different parts of the country, and Kingpin Lanes, and they're just amazing here. John McCarthy, he actually donated a portion of funds to the scholarship fund this weekend as a donation from Kingpin Lanes, which we appreciate. These youth athletes come from all over the country. I'll try to get the numbers for you after this first game, so stick around, Joshua. But usually we have about 25 to 30 states in every tournament. The bowlers on this pair, we already said one was from New York. I see just in this vicinity, we got Texas, Tennessee, Chicago, Illinois, I mean, Vegas, there's West Virginia. There's bowlers from all over. See if any of the other bowlers filled out live stream. Full disclosure, this tournament, usually I'm picking on the bowlers because we send out a link in the email and they don't always fill out their bio, but this tournament, I forgot to actually send out the bio. So if you're listening and your bowler is on this pair, just remind them to, or if they're coming to this pair, remind them to go fill out their bio so that I can brag about all of the great things that they do, because these youth are so talented on and off the lanes. Mr. Braden is repping one of the new Coolwick, Kentucky jerseys. Coolwick is a new partner with us this year at the SYCs. They provide all the cool gear, and they set up tons and tons of apparel and just swag items and everything you can think of. There's a big booth right behind me filled with tons of merchandise. See Micah Jones and then Carson Harrell just to the left. So as we mentioned earlier, the pattern that they are bowling on this morning is a short pattern. It is 38 feet, which actually is more of a medium short pattern, like a schmedium, as Brianna Cote said at one of our SYCs in the past. Short pattern usually is a challenge for most youth athletes. That's the one everyone is ready to get over with. Of course, I say that and I look up and Sebastian Huffman has a turkey. He's like, yeah, short pattern, no problem for me. A lot of bowlers have, I see some urethane, I see some smoother, solid bowling balls out there this morning. A little mixture of everything they're trying to use to attack this pattern. That was a good shot by Braden. Really nice shot. He's clean through 4. Good morning to everyone just popping in. We will be here all day. We have 5 games this morning on the short pattern, and then the bowlers will come back in the afternoon and bowl 5 more games. Nice spare by Mason on lane 6 there. Maddox here on lane 8 is repping the PBA Junior jersey. PBA Junior is a great partner with us as well. We love all the things PBA Junior is doing, and they kick in a little scholarship on Sunday at the SYC. It's called the Never Give Up Scholarship. And the leader in each division gets an extra $250 that is on the long pattern only, not the leader in the tournament. $250 scholarship into their SMART account, courtesy of PBA Junior on Sundays. See Mr. Micah Jones here on lane 7. He liked that one. And he also said safe. It went a little high. Let's see if Micah has filled out a bio. William this morning, I've been watching him practice, and he keeps motioning back to his mom. He's really focused on the inside of his elbow. So he's really focused on his release and trying to stay behind the ball more on this short pattern, which makes sense because he's trying to play a little straighter. So the bowlers will move pairs. They're moving actually 3 pairs to the right, a total of 6 lanes. So at the end of this game, you will get to see a new group of bowlers. And that is why we don't really move our cameras. We're pretty stationary. However, I do have this other angle. Let's take a look at 9 through 12 here. Jackson Neubauer. Jackson, I'm here to jinx you. That's what I do. See Mr. Zachary Olson. Hope I don't jinx him. He is on. Oh, I did. Man, these guys are like, keep the camera away. Keep it on the other pair, please. I do see someone in the chat that is cheering on, Aaron Coleman, cheering on from the U22 Masters. It's a great event the USBC has started this year, U22 Masters in Queens. Excited to see who takes home those titles. Spare it up, Zach. Dang. You're going to see a youth bowler here just off to the right of your screen, Mr. Ryland Propopek. He always wears these vintage bowling jerseys, which I love. And he has a really solid game going. Started with a spare, and, well, I jinxed him, but he was spare turkey. Now he's left the 3-6-10, which I believe he can pick up. It's a nice turkey by Tegan. Show a few more minutes of these bowlers, and then we'll go back to our main camera. If you guys have any questions in the chat or are cheering on a bowler, we love to hear who you're watching. Shot by Silas Modes. Jared Nelson here. He's got a little tricky pickup. You can't really see because of the pole, but he had the baby split that he was shooting. All right, here is Jackson Neubauer, who Aaron is cheering on. See him throw this shot here. Oh, that was pretty good. Left a 4-pin. All right, we have a special guest in the chat, but she needs to scoot closer because...
Not special.
There's Leanne.
Hi.
Sort of, but you can only see part of her.
That's all right. I don't need to.
Okay.
We're off and running here in Louisville.
We are. The short pattern has been tricky a little bit, I think, for the bowlers. Some of them here, it seems like.
Well, the lane surface is an old HPL surface, so it hooks. That much I do know.
Ah, okay.
But the pattern,
Is
yesterday, the lane man told us the is like a good amount of oil, because they had oil on some pins yesterday and stuff. He was kind of saying what he recommended for this pattern. And I go, you can use whatever oil you want. But KEGEL recommended for us to use ice oil.
Okay.
So it's possible that they're bowling on ice, which plays tighter. So tighter on a hooking pattern. So I'm not sure if that's a...
There is some hold. I mean, as you can see, they're well, right in front of us, two bowlers.
Definitely looks like you want to be playing as close to the gutter as possible.
Which yesterday when I was trying to snag videos during practice, everyone kept throwing it in the gutter. And I'm like, well, I can't
However,
quite
I
use
just saw
this.
Brady swinging it. So I was watching the girls on the other side. This is a two-sided house. 26 on one side and 24 on the other, 50 lanes. But the girls were like right up the corner.
Ah.
They don't hook it as much as some of the boys, but...
Sebastian here is having a pretty good game on 6, just throwing urethane.
Little urethane.
Yeah.
I like his jersey.
Right? It looks
nice.
like a Chris Vi jersey, but
Yeah.
I'm not sure it
That's
is.
what it looks like to me.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It might not be. Nice shot there by Mr. Christian.
You've got a mix of U18 and U15 boys. And then you'll probably have some girls coming through shortly,
Very
in case
nice.
anyone's wondering.
Anthony Swanson, I haven't mentioned him yet, but he's having a pretty, like he's been sneakily having a solid game over there. It's just like,
Well, he's a solid bowler. He's really good. I think he's a multi-talented kid too. I think he like plays the violin and
I think
in the
definitely
music,
there
right?
is some music. Let's see if he filled out a bio. Looks like we have an older one, and he is a classical pianist, double bass, what is it called? Not a bass. He plays the bass. And then he is a holiday party pianist, and he also has it looks like a small business of cleaning up after dogs.
he's an entrepreneur.
Yes.
Well, speaking of cleaning up, he was one of the most helpful kids last night. We had the party at the park, and him and his dad helped us get all the games picked up and
He
loaded
took down the
our car.
volleyball net nearly by himself.
Yeah,
I mean,
so
yeah.
I told him he's got good karma today for helping us yesterday.
True that. So do you like short patterns, Leanne?
Well,
Like
if I had to say yes or no, I would say no. But I have learned how to play them.
Yeah.
It's not really my A game to play straight, but I have learned how to take my hand out of it a little and throw it a little straighter, and it definitely helps if you have the right ball with the right layout.
It's very
'Cause
true.
as Gary says all the time, you can't out-bowl bad ball reaction.
True that.
So you got to play them right, and with the right surface is what I think is the biggest thing on the short pattern. I don't think kids throw enough surface on their bowling ball
Yeah.
because you think the lanes are hooking. Why
Right.
do I want to throw, you know, that's old school. Like you think it needs to be shiny when the lanes are hooking, but it's quite the opposite. You need to have some surface to smooth out the reaction.
Good double by Christian there. Yeah, surface is the one thing that we talk about a lot, and I still don't see a lot of surface. But then if you do a surface seminar and you ask the kids, all right, what do you want to know about surface? They look at you like, we're good. We know. We got this.
I guess we know what teachers feel like when they're trying to teach children.
Yeah.
But surface, I think, makes the biggest difference in bowling, especially on patterns.
I think it is something you have to just kind of learn as you go too. Like,
Yeah, you have to
definitely,
experiment.
especially since you can't adjust it during a tournament. I think that is the hardest rule to overcome, because you can't experiment on the conditions that you normally play on, right? You have to just play and practice. And
Yes. And a lot of people don't have the luxury to practice on patterns.
Right.
So, but live and learn.
We got some people cheering on Zach and Micah in the chat.
Let's go.
Mr. Braden here. A little tricky spare. Yeah. That's what I was afraid
It's
of.
hard.
You got
miss
that
right,
sleeper.
and then you miss left.
Yeah. Ooh, Silas there. Silas Motes gets the backdoor strike. Head pin was the last to fall forward. He'll take it. Got a shout out for Maddox. Josh Hickman's all grown up here on lane 6. Remember when he
Fancy
was,
outfit.
I know. He's been bowling SYCs for quite a while. We were talking earlier about how quickly the SYC here sold out, but
Crazy.
you were able to get quite a few bowlers off the waiting list for this event.
Probably, well, we probably got 12 in on the waiting list for one reason or another. And we had two sick kids this morning. And so 2 people who came and said, I'm just going to come in case you have a no-show. And I'm like, well, I can't guarantee anything, but I got them both in.
Yeah,
so it worked out
awesome.
good. Yeah. Because a lot of people had planned their Memorial Day weekend. Like the one kid who wanted to bowl but didn't have a spot. He was from Texas, and they were here visiting family. And he said, well, we're just going to come to the bowling center in the morning. And it worked out. And another one, Jacob, his sister is bowling the tournament. So I let him practice yesterday, and he got in today. So that was good for him.
Yeah, that is awesome. We flipped to our other camera angle, 9 through 10. Plane 9 is a little deceiving because of that pole and the angle the camera's at. So
can't really see it.
Yeah. He is shooting at pins. It didn't look like it, but
oh, the pole is blocking the pin.
I'm gonna have to kind of shift it before the next block, but. So lane 9 and 10 is finishing up. They're skipping 3 pairs to the right.
Yeah, big skip because we want everyone to bowl equal games. So everyone will bowl 8 games on one side and 7 games on the other.
Nice.
Because this bowling center, they tell me that both sides play differently. So we wanted to make it fair as we could.
Makes sense. Silas here is on a double, heading into his 10th frame here. That's a decent shot. Dang it, I jinxed him. A little 210 action. He could pick it up.
This, I also have heard from the locals that this is one of the highest scoring houses in town.
Really?
And I'm hopeful that we have some high scores this weekend.
Be great.
We have a couple honor scores, would be fun. Every once in a while we'll have some honor scores. We don't have them every tournament, but occasionally we get to submit some honor forms.
I love all the bowlers that are popping in from the U22 Masters and Queens. Good luck to all of you guys bowling over there.
Yeah, that's exciting. First time for that tournament.
Yeah. Can't wait to see who picks up the... Are they crowns?
I don't know how they're doing it. Yeah.
I mean, the Masters, they don't get crowns, but...
I saw Brandon Bone was up there.
Nice.
And Danielle Henderson was leading for the girls last night. Brooke Salzman was in second. But
there's a lot of good players.
Few days of qualifying for that.
Maddox did not like that shot. He is walking off completely disgusted. It wasn't that bad. It left 9. See, I'm the optimist for all of these youth bowlers because it's hard when you're bowling. I know. I think on the short pattern, if you can get away with 9 on a bad shot, just take it.
I would take 9 every time.
Yeah. And try, I mean, obviously try to move off of it, but. Got lots of Jackson fans in the chat. Jackson, that was a double for him. Do you know that the Neubauers on their way here stopped at Kings Island yesterday? They rode roller coasters in the morning. They got up early, arrived at the park when it opened, rode roller coasters, got back in the car, and drove the rest of the
way
way here
to
for
start
practice.
your weekend.
Yeah.
Well, they probably checked the weather and saw that Sunday and Monday is not going to be good for that.
Yeah.
So they better get it while they can.
Yeah. Pretty cool. All right, so we do have some bowlers starting to move to their next pair. We will take a short break at the end of this game. Goody wants the history. We'll have to ask our friend John. All right. We are back. Sorry for that little delay. All right, we're gonna watch Braden finish up his 10th frame. Goody, I'll get the answer to that question. I do know that this building hasn't always been a bowling center. They made it. The owner of the owner made it into a bowling center. So we'll get the answer to that question. We're gonna take a really short break, and we will be right back. All right, we are back. We are back. I apologize for the delay. Apparently, we missed a Keegan strike, so I apologize, Jane, because Keegan got a strike just for us, and it was not live. He was very disappointed. We do have I think we're going to have a parent come in and chat this round. So we'll hear a little parent's perspective. Here's Mr. Wesley Coleman. All right, I am now joined by Blaine Furukawa. Welcome.
Hello, how are you? Good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm doing all right.
Now, did you crazy roller coaster people stop by Kings Island or anything on the way down here too?
We did not.
Oh,
we
I'm
fought
disappointed.
traffic.
Oh yeah, well,
Yeah.
I've heard Cincinnati has traffic.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Yeah, that sucks.
So, but no, one of Aiden's friends stopped at Kings Island on the way down.
He was just bowling right to the right.
Oh
so,
yeah, Jack.
Yeah.
Yep. So they were smart. They actually planned ahead.
Yeah.
We would have loved that, but we were going to try to hit Kings Island on the way back, but I think it's supposed to be pretty stormy.
Yeah,
So,
the weather looks pretty rough
but
tomorrow night and Monday.
yeah,
Not good.
yeah. Hopefully you guys can get home. Okay.
We are flying Monday, which normally we don't do, and we're really thankful because it's like 70-mile-an-hour wind. So I'm really hoping everyone driving back is
yeah.
okay, because that's some serious wind action.
Yeah, we hope to get home before that. That's for sure.
Yeah, no kidding. All right,
But-
we're watching Mr. Aiden here. Aiden Furukawa, do you claim him today?
We'll see. His first frame here didn't look so hot.
Okay.
I see. So we'll see.
Pretty good shot
like-
there. Oh, wow.
Yeah, looks like they're a little tighter.
Huh. Well, yes. The first game, everyone was shocked that their ball was not hitting the head pin the entire time. So
He even moved to the pitch black. He was still on the 78 over on. He was on the end pair, 49 and 50.
okay.
But those two shots looked like they're playing a bit different on this side of the house.
So Leanne was in here for a little bit, and she said all of the locals have told her that both sides play differently.
Nice.
Very differently.
Really?
Yeah. So, and then also that there may be some early hook.
There's definitely early hook
Yeah.
for sure.
Micah Voris here. He suffered from what I was talking about the first game. You really have to be playing the gutter, but sometimes the ball accidentally falls in the gutter.
Yeah, I saw his first frame too. I think they came playing the same line as last game, and he learned quick.
It's like, oh dear.
The out of bounds is a bit bigger on this side.
Yeah.
So we weren't here last year, so this is our first time. It's a nice center.
It's beautiful.
It's a very nice center.
Yeah. The team here at Kingpin Lanes, they run a lot of tournaments. They just had the collegiate nationals here.
I saw that. Yep.
Yeah. And just some other youth tournaments. John McCarthy's really big on supporting the future of the game. Which
That's
is great.
I heard that they did some renovations as well since last time you were here.
They have a whole VIP area. So back where check-in is, they have 4 mini lanes. So those Route 66
I saw that, yeah.
lanes.
Yeah.
And then 2 full, is it? Now I'm questioning myself. I think it might be 4 big lanes too.
I think it's over in where the paddock is,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Which is hysterical, and I need to go apologize to Sebi today because I didn't know there was a paddock. So people kept asking me all day, is there a paddock? And I said no.
Yesterday?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
And then,
Nice, Blair.
And then I left to go set up the park, and Leanne said, yeah, all the kids put them in the paddock. And I'm like, what paddock? And she's like, yeah, people told me you were saying no paddock. I'm like, oh, I need to go apologize to some youth athletes today.
Way to give out false information.
Oh, yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, they're quickly learning Blair does not know what's going on. Do not ask Blair any questions. It was funny, though. So I will be at some point finding Sebi and saying, I'm sorry for giving you false information.
Yeah, sorry you had to bring your 12 balls in this morning and not leave them here.
My bad. In the rain. Actually, it wasn't raining today, so that would have been worse.
Yes, exactly.
All right, we got Dylan Davis and Owen Dowell. Let's see if we filled out bios. I can't even blame the kids this time because I also forgot to email the bio. Just making all kinds of errors over here.
I heard your late announcement.
I know.
It wasn't lost on me, although I'm sure my kid didn't, fill out a bio, but
Yeah, he just expects me to know things.
yeah, just make stuff up.
Yeah.
He'll learn.
Hey, I have made things up before for kids. One time we were, I can't remember who was in the booth. Might have been Norm. Norm and I were just making up bios.
Yeah.
We're like, that person looks like an artist. He likes to bake. So.
You're much nicer than I would be.
Yeah, I know, right? But Aiden is off to college this year. I can't believe it.
I know. It's gonna be sad.
Yeah.
But we're excited.
Yeah.
We are excited.
Now, he chose to go to SCAD,
He
correct?
did.
Yes.
That is correct.
So what tips, we're going to start with what tips you have for other bowlers that are kind of going down that college path, right?
Yeah. Well, visit. For those that are going to junior gold, visit the booths, get some information that way. That's one easy way. There are a lot of showcases around, like Recruit US does a lot of collegiate showcases as well, but just get in touch with a lot of schools, get some information, but then visit. Aiden had his mind pretty much set up early last year, I think. But then he visited, and he went down to SCAD, and he really liked it, and that's where he ended up going. But you just never know. If he was close to not even visiting SCAD.
Oh, wow.
As far as he wanted to make his decision, and it was close. But we said no, let's go to SCAD.
Yeah.
Let's go take a look at it. He went down there expecting one thing, kind of like it'd be nice, but it was, he didn't think it would jump to his number one choice, but then the visit changed everything. So
That's cool.
Again, you got to visit, see what the campus life is like, see what school obviously is like, and really talk with the coaches and the team. And I think you get all of that, and then then it's a gut feeling for them. So Julie and I obviously didn't sway too much for Aiden. We just let him do his own thing, and we're obviously proud that he's making the decision and excited for him, but it really was his own decision.
Yeah, I love that.
And we're happy that he's going to a place where he thinks he fits in academically as well. So, because obviously we all know that these kids would love to bowl 100% of the time.
Yeah, they're practicing before practice
Absolutely.
yesterday. I'm like, geez, guys, like, it's fine. It's fine. In Ohio, we have set them up for an entire day of bowling if they want. They can bowl the Baker team event.
Yep.
They bowl practice, and then Julie and her team called us, and they're like, hey, we know you guys do Friday socials, and we know you're, because I was calling a lot of different places, but it's Friday nights are pretty pricey to go anywhere.
In Columbus, yes.
Yeah. So she goes, what about hyper bowling? Which I told one of the families last night, it's not like normal bowling. I don't know if I've
never done it, no.
Yeah, so I think all the families should sign up, because I think the parents could beat the kids, which just, you should humble them.
That never happens,
right.
It's like one chance. Now you've piqued my interest.
Yeah, because it's kind of like Top Golf, I guess, and you can I don't know how it all works.
I know they've
but
got like railings up on the bumpers that have these lights and
Yeah.
targets, I guess. You're supposed to hit the targets.
Yeah, you have to hit colors, not necessarily. Like, I think you hit the color and then the pin or something like that. I'm not sure. But Cubica had created hyperbowling, and we've been wanting to see it for a long time. And so we're going to throw a hyperbowling party, which is exciting. But
Yeah, supposedly the Palace is the largest hyperbowling center in the world. Is that right?
In the world. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. So anyway, so we're signing them up. They can bowl all day.
That's going to be awesome. I mean, we're looking forward to SYC's coming back to Columbus
Oh, yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, you get to sleeping out your own bed, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
There
ooh,
you go.
Got it.
Good adjustments.
He's gonna trim that later. He'll go back and clip that.
Yeah, he will. He will. Should say something
I know,
about
right?
it so you get on there, right?
Yeah, I know. It's good. But yeah, college. So is this is his last junior gold this summer, right?
It is not,
He
actually.
has one more. Okay.
He's only 17. So this is 16 bowling years.
Okay.
So U18 was last year was his first U18.
Okay.
So he's obviously bowling it this year, and he can bowl it the following year.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's still got 2 years of eligibility, and he can bowl SYCs for another year.
Yeah, great.
So we'll see how the college schedule works out and how many he can hit. So junior goes a little iffy because, as you know, with college, you won't be able to bowl the qualifiers as much.
Right.
So
Right,
you know,
right.
well, hopefully he gets automatically qualified at junior gold, and you know, we'll be good. But we've got it this year first, and then we'll
Figure
focus
out
on
next year. Yeah.
But it's nice to hear that junior gold's going to be in Wisconsin, so somewhere new.
Yeah, Green Bay. That's awesome. And they're running the U22 or U22 Masters in Queens this weekend too, which is exciting. So.
Yes. Good opportunity to see how the U22 works out for the Queens and the Masters.
All right, we have this other camera that I don't really like because the pole is in the way, so I have to fix it after this block. But I just want to switch to it because we got some striking on 9 and 10 Caden here. Just on a 4-bagger, stepping up. He's wearing one of those bright new jerseys. The Coolwick team put together some really bright designs this year.
It's nice.
Yeah. That's what I've been doing all day.
Yeah, way to go, Blair.
Yep.
I didn't mention that, but
Yeah, no, I did it. I jinxed 2 people when I'm gonna just switch away so we don't jinx Josh. We'll give him a few more.
he just messenger 10 there. See?
Oh, he got it.
He
Okay,
did.
good.
I didn't say anything about him being on it. Well, I'm not going to say anything anymore, but
Yeah, we're gonna
good
go.
strike.
Yeah, we'll come back. We'll come back.
I don't black cloud anyone like you do.
Oh, I have been. Yesterday, I couldn't believe how bad I was black clouding just in practice session trying to video some of the kids. It was bad.
I did see your practice video. I was like, oof.
Yeah, right? It was, yeah.
Note to self, do not bowl when Blair's around.
Yeah, there were several 210s that I had to cut.
It's like Micah's still struggling to find the transition here on lane 7 and 8.
Yeah, you can't quite get in the right part of the lane. But the bowlers that bowled on this pair the first game struggled too, so it might just be...
Could be a tricky pair.
It really could be. Although Wes here is like, yeah, I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Well, again, I'm not going to even acknowledge it. Just,
Yeah. There's always one in every crowd. So, the whole pair could be struggling and you're watching one bowler strike and you're like, what? How?
Yeah, what's going on?
Yeah, what are you doing?
How's he doing it?
Throwing it
Great shot.
too. Man,
Great shot.
Wow. He's jumped in pretty far too. We thought that they would be playing him a little straighter, but Brady was swinging him earlier, and I don't know.
I think it's that early friction, the early hook that they're trying to get away from.
Makes sense.
Everything, you got to be a little further left. Even with the pitch black, I saw, Keegan was a little further left than you would typically see for game 1.
Yeah. When Keegan steps up on lane 6, you'll see he's wearing an Otter jersey. Do you know why Keegan put Otters on his jersey?
I
Did
do
he
not.
tell you this?
No.
He came up and he goes, do you know why I picked Otters? I'm like, no. He goes, can you say anything bad about an otter? And I'm like, no, I can't. I can't think of one thing that I could say. And he's like, exactly. They're great. They're the best animal. like, all right, that's a new one.
It is also the mascot of, well, one of the mascots of Otterbein University.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I only know that because Julie went there.
Oh,
and I
that's
make
cool.
fun of them because they've got 2 mascots. I think the Otter is one of them, and I don't, Cardinal or something might be their second one.
The otter.
So, but there you go. So,
Yeah, they're just like little
You know.
cuddly creatures.
but they are. I mean, you go,
Good
nice
shot by
shot.
Aiden,
You
yeah.
go to the zoo, and there's otters. I mean, they look harmless, right? I mean,
Exactly.
have you ever seen them attack anything? I don't think I ever have.
That's what he
You know?
said. He
Yeah.
goes, they're just the sweetest animal.
All right, I'm focusing on
Mr.
Joshua
Josh.
Evans here. Great.
Great shot.
Still not going to say what he's on.
Nope.
But
We're not going to talk about it. We will
Nope.
switch the camera, though, after when he's up again. Okay, Micah here is like, I have got to figure out this pair. It cannot be this hard. Ooh.
oh,
Oh, dear.
there is definitely out of bounds.
It almost looked like he hit his ankle
Yeah.
on that one. I'm not sure if he did, but because he didn't like burst out in pain, but it really hit kind of, I don't know. These kids' swings are so tight.
They
that
are.
It's just like, they'll hit their ankle a lot.
Yes.
Got Mr.
Yeah.
Jordan Bowerly, too, on lane 6 here.
Nice shot.
That was a really
Jordan.
good shot.
Yeah, I'm kind of looking. 9 and 10 looks like it's the better pair
Yep.
between
Yep.
7 and 8, 9 and 10.
That was the first game, too. I kept, like, having to go over to 9 and 10 because the bowlers were just, I didn't want to show their struggles so much. I was trying to save them. Poor Micah here. Micah is like, what?
We've all been there.
Yeah, no kidding. Micah, who, for anyone watching at home that doesn't know Micah Voris, he is a great bowler.
He is.
Don't let his score this game fool you. He's one of the most consistent bowlers in the SYC. He always kind of makes that overall medal
Yep.
stand at the end.
Shot by Keegan.
Keegan for a double.
See if Wes can keep it going. Oh,
Yeah. There's definitely out of bounds,
Yeah.
like you said. Definitely right there.
yeah. It just looks like the out of bounds here is just much, much further left for the right-handers than we saw on 49 and 50 where this particular group came from. Good cover. So you're looking forward to coming home to Columbus next month?
Yeah, everyone was asking me this month if I was driving up to Ohio because it's so close.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I probably would have, but I was in Ohio last month for the TOC.
Okay.
In Akron, and my parents drove up, and then I'll be there in a month. So I'm like, don't really have tons
You
of
got
extra
some family time, so that's all right.
Exactly. Yeah. I was telling Leanne, I go, did you realize that the SYC ends on Father's Day? And we're like, we got to do something for all the dads, all you guys, to celebrate with you in Ohio. So.
Yeah, the last time it was in Ohio, 2 years ago, it was on Father's Day weekend as well.
That's fun. Yeah, I'm excited. It's fun. It's really fun to see all the kids. It's like they're also grown up now. So kids that I remember were little are
Yeah.
now like
They're not so
16.
little.
I'm like, wait a minute, what happened here?
Yeah, time flies.
Yeah, no kidding. All right, we're about to have to do a camera switch. Sorry, Aiden. Not yet though. We might be able to see Aiden strike. No pressure.
Yeah, make it count, Aiden.
Yeah, really. Uh-oh. Oh, wow.
Wow, that came back.
I did not see that coming.
Yeah, the way it
But
launched out there, I
Yeah.
thought maybe it was going to hit the OB.
Aiden knows something more than we do, which is true.
Yeah, I will not argue with that
Yeah.
statement one bit.
All right, here we go, Mr. Josh. We're not telling you what he's on, but you can kind of see the scoreboard, so you can kind of figure it out. Oh, bummer.
Speaking of Obi, good run though.
That was a really good run. Oh, watch him. He's going to pick up this fair. I have faith in him.
Yeah. Still has a good 270 game going if he cleans it up.
Yeah. So how do you guys manage all of your crazy summer travel? Because all the youth athletes here, you're gearing up, right? This begins.
Well, this year's even, between graduation and bowling travels as normal. I mean, it's basically the norm, right?
Right.
I
know. I feel for him.
That's all right. Still a good game, though.
Super.
Was it?
Yeah.
Sorry, not to change the subject. I just missed it. 265, something like that.
I think so.
264,
It's one of those mystery game scores.
Yeah.
Because 265, yeah.
Yep, great game for Josh, though.
Really great game.
But yeah, as far as travel, since we've done this year in and year out, I mean, we just kind of prep for it that we're going to be on the road pretty much every weekend. In the summer, just go city to city, and then with junior gold, that's 2 weeks right there.
Yeah.
Thankfully for us, it's in Michigan, so we can drive. But
do you put all them? Oh, great spare by Wes. He looks like he does that all the time.
Yeah, he's like, nothing. 4, 7, 10. I got it.
Okay. Anyway, yeah. So, do you put all the miles on your car? Or do you rent cars? Or?
No, we drive our own cars.
Yeah.
And so we just got a new car, thank goodness, so that helps. But we typically try to swap.
Okay.
To try, not put too much on one particular car, but you need a lot of space when you're taking so many bowling balls, especially for, junior gold where you're out for 2 weeks and you don't know what the patterns are going to be. But
plus, you want to take some stuff. Like you're gonna be there. You want a cooler or something,
and
maybe.
You got to bring clothes. So
2 weeks.
It can't just be bowling stuff.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, because really, junior gold's a great example because you only bowl 4 games a day during qualifying, so
Correct.
You need some street clothes.
You absolutely do. You spend more time not bowling or doing bowling events than you do bowling. But
yeah. Maybe go watch some friends bowl because not everyone's on the same squads.
Right. But yeah, it's our vacation. But that's all right. We love it out here. We like seeing all the bowling families and so forth. So it's not as bad. It's not bad at all.
Right.
But when people say, "What are you doing for vacation? Bowling again?" Yeah. But
it's what you do.
It's what we do exactly.
All right. So Micah did get a strike on the last frame. And I thought that was going to be close.
It looked close, and it just does not come back. Even from the extreme outside there, there's just no bounce.
Yeah. So are you planning to follow the college bowling circuit?
Yes, absolutely
yes.
so.
Good.
I need to get our feet wet with that, but we are looking excited. One of the nice advantages with Aiden is a lot of his friends graduated last year, so they're already on the college scene, so we're kind of getting a little bit of a preview of what to expect, both from his friends, but also the parents kind of telling us how the differences are, transition from high school bowling and youth bowling to the collegiate level. But I heard it's crazy, especially like the ITCs and all that, just the amount of people and just the cheering and everything. It's just...
There's nothing quite like college bowling.
That's what I hear.
Yeah.
You've got to experience it, I guess, so
you do.
We're looking forward to it.
And the other thing I'll tell you, and Aiden and all the kids, and I tell this to everyone, is there's nothing like college bowling, and then you never can recreate it in any bowling environment the rest of your life.
Really?
I don't think. The only thing that's close is if you can get in a team environment in like the Open Championships or Women's Championships when you're working together in that 3 games or whatever.
Yeah.
Which, I'm lucky that I have a great women's team that we go out and bowl. But that team atmosphere is just, you You can't recreate it.
Right.
It's different. And it's a little different than high school because you're all in that, like, adults, I guess. I guess you could call them adults, right?
Yeah. Learning to be adults, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. Right. It's just young adults. Let's call them young adults.
Yeah.
But anyway, so it's, yeah, enjoy it.
That's exactly right. Enjoy it.
It's very fun. Well, I'm glad to hear that you're going to go chase the college bowling.
We plan on
Yeah.
of also going to as many tournaments as we can.
You're in the right part of the country, too. You can probably drive to quite a few.
We hope. We
Yeah.
hope. Obviously, the Hoosier Classic. You know,
Yeah.
that one we're looking really forward to. We've heard so many good stories about that, and it's close-ish.
Yeah.
But him going down to, you know, obviously Savannah, there'll be
Yes.
some tournaments that we just won't make because they're down in Georgia and that part. But we'll watch them on the stream or something like that.
We have a couple of young men who have joined us that went to SCAD at Storm.
Yes, and I think Aiden talked to Giannis is one of them,
Yep,
right?
Yep.
He's
Yannick
always talking
and
about it. Yeah.
Dylan,
Yep.
we have both of them, and they are great.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so both people, like, they got a lot of education at that school, and then it was funny because one of Dylan, we were in a meeting a couple weeks ago, and Gary asked him if he would go back to SCAD, and Dylan was like, yeah, in a heartbeat.
Really? That's
Yeah, he's like, and he loves working at Storm, but just the atmosphere that SCAD creates for the students
sure.
is just incredible.
Well, that's always good to hear. You know, if you ask students, past students, if they go back and do it again, and they
Yeah.
say yes, that's great.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, Aiden is very well aware that there's some SCAD alumni at Storm. And
Yeah. Yes.
it's
All
like
right.
Aiden's struggling a little bit on this pair as well, so.
This pair is just not nice. I'm convinced. Although Wes.
Wes, yeah, I mean, he started out 4-bagger.
Right. Now it's kind of struggling,
Yeah.
or giving him a little bit of a challenge. Micah here, poor Micah. He's just trying. There's a strike.
Oh, my goodness.
Come on.
That is bowling right there. At least,
No
at least
kidding.
the 7 went away, but
Micah's just trying to get everything he can
Yep.
out of this game at this point. Micah also just committed to a school.
He did.
He is going to Trinity, I believe.
trying.
Trying. Oh,
Trying.
yeah, thank
Yep.
you.
Yep,
Trying.
sure.
Yeah. That one's pretty close to here, right?
It's in Indiana, right?
Oh, Indiana.
Which isn't
never
too
mind.
far from here. I mean, we're in Kentucky, so
Yeah,
I mean,
that's true. Close.
it's regionally close.
All right, Mr. Alex Davis here. He did fill out his bio. I just started looking.
Oh, look, yep.
Columbia is his hometown. I don't know. That must be in Tennessee.
Yeah. Oh, yep.
So his favorite practice bowling center is 10 Pin Alley, spelled with 2 N's, which I love. Good job, 10
Nice.
Pin Alley in Tennessee.
Playing the Tennessee kind of card there, right?
Exactly. He's 17. He was the 2024 Tennessee High School State Champion. He enjoys fishing and target shooting. And he just wants to thank all his supporters back home. He doesn't want to leave anyone out.
That's awesome.
That's the safe way to do it.
That is. Well played.
Right? Oh, I don't have Wesley's. I was hoping. I was like, come on. No Wes. Let's
So
just throw in the idle,
do you save old bios?
I do. I have a couple different forms. So like any that, if they filled them out ever, I can look in this. Oh, here, actually, this is an old one for Wes, I believe. Wes has gone from Wesley to Wes as he's gotten older.
Yep.
He's from Clayton, North Carolina. Home Bowling Center, Rainbow Lanes. He always likes traveling to the different places. And he was the Capital Area Youth Bowler of the Year. Oh, he shot his first sanctioned 300 in the Capital Area Youth Bowler of the Year tournament.
Very nice.
When he was just 15, so I won the title. Anyway, I do keep some of the old ones, but
Yeah. Well, because like
Yeah.
my son, he won't fill out another bio, so what can you do?
Stuff.
Yeah.
I make up stuff for him. But
Or just use the same bio that says that he enjoyed, you know, 7th grade.
My favorite one is, and you actually could think of doing this for the next tournament. I'll give you a little insider parent thing. Brad Starkey filled out a bio for Abigail one time and completely messed with her.
All embarrassment stuff,
yes,
right?
100%. And from that point on, Abby has filled out her bio every time.
We've threatened Aiden. You know, it's like, you're not going to fill out the bio, one of us will, and you probably won't like the responses so much.
I think one of her talents when he filled it out was like leaves empty Starbucks cups in her dad's car. That's her biggest talent. I mean, it was just awesome.
I love it.
Yeah. All right, here's Micah. Poor Micah.
He's got this.
I'm feeling a 4-bagger for Micah. So here's the first one. We're gonna start it right here. All of these bowlers right here, Keegan, Aiden, and Micah are all on the Evolution team.
Oh, Micah, I feel for you.
He's just at the point in this game that he's like, I really just need to be done. Like, I just need to move on and start over. Which he will. Like, he'll bounce back from this. And like we've been talking about, I do think this is a tricky pair. So if you're kind of struggling at all and then you come to a tricky pair, yeah.
Oh, it just makes it 10 times worse.
Yeah, not good. Keegan can fill this up here. Nice little 200 game if he strikes. He'll take it. I jinxed him.
You did. Blair.
Black Cloud.
Black Cloud.
I'm here for the whole weekend, you guys.
Wow.
And you know what? We're short on commentators, so I really am here for the whole weekend. Sorry, kids.
So glad Aiden is moving on.
Well, thank you for joining us.
Absolutely. It's
game.
always a good time.
Yeah. What are you going to miss most about Aiden being a youth? Well, he's still youth.
But he's not going to be home.
Right.
So we're not going to be going every weekend, some tournament.
Right.
I mean, obviously it's that. I mean, it's you know, as much as it's a lot of travel and a lot of being away from home, you get to see all the bowling family and just being in this environment, you know, it's basically just what we're used to. So it's going to be a big change not to have that every weekend.
Yeah.
You know, and
you could actually take trips for yourself.
we can. That's a good thing. You know,
Yeah.
we'll do something other than bowling maybe, but
It'll be weird.
but we'll miss it. And you know, not being next to him all the time. You know, there'll be tournaments we'll have to watch from afar, and just not being able to kind of tell him something if I see something, you know, instead be yelling at the TV screen or something. But you know, but no, we're excited, and you know, we've seen parents and families come and go because they've aged out, and now you know we're at that point, so it's kind of sad from that aspect.
For sure. Are any of the current bowlers at SCAD? Does Aiden know them or?
Yes,
Okay.
he does know a couple of them.
Okay.
And obviously, you know, Justin Bone goes there, so it's a big household name with the Bone family. So
Yes. Parker and Leslie, of course.
absolutely. So so yes, he is. They got a good core, for sure. So it should be a good time for him, and like I said, just looking very excited to see what the future holds for him and how this whole collegiate bowling thing works out, because.
That'll be great.
Like I said, it's gonna be different, but a fun different.
Yeah. All right, we're watching here. They're going into their last game. They will, as we did the first game, at the end of this game, they will move to the next pair. Or they'll move 3. They're skipping 3, right?
Skipping 3, yep.
Yeah, so. Micah is putting on a very good showcase of how to not be incredibly frustrated.
Yes.
I mean, he is frustrated. You have to know that he's frustrated, but he's not outwardly showing any of it, which is just impressive for a young teenage bowler.
Can you go that way? Oh, I see. You're blocking my view, Brian. Yes, the way Micah's handling the adversity is exactly what you want to see. It's not easy.
No.
It is not easy.
Brooklyn there for Aiden. We'll take all those.
Oh, absolutely. An X is an X.
No kidding.
Especially on this pair. All right, Micah, come on.
I know, I'm so rooting for Micah. Come on, everyone in the chat, we all have to be pulling for Micah here.
He's trapped.
He really is.
Know?
Now, I believe if I were him, you would spare this up and then try something different.
Yeah.
So that's the goal here. Keegan trying to offer a little bit of support to Micah. That's what's best about the youth bowling environment. Like, you know, Keegan shot 198, right? And, which he's probably not overly thrilled with because he probably wanted that to be a little higher. He was throwing some good shots, but he's still helping Micah. One of his competitors, right?
And that's what you see. Fellow bowlers helping each other out. Seeing, you know, telling what they see. Because sometimes as a bowler, you just, you know, you don't see everything either. So sometimes you need that extra information.
I have to raise this camera. I thought I got it high enough, but I forgot how tall some of these bowlers are.
Yeah, yeah, you don't have a bunch of me's walking in front of you. I mean,
yeah. I mean, it's taller than me too. So.
There you go,
you
Micah.
Got it. Yes. So now he's. I bet he's gonna try something, but I also think this pair just might be unique.
Let's hope.
Yeah, no kidding. Aiden's like, all right, let's go.
Off to the next pair for him.
Go.
Yeah, look at him. Can't
like,
pick up his ball soon enough to move on.
We're done.
Yeah, I'm looking at scores. I don't see anything really high.
Just that 260,
yeah,
other than
right.
that, right? Like the one outlier, which kind of was the first game too. Good shot by Alex. It's a cool jersey too. Oh, there's so many cool jerseys now. It's incredible.
Definitely not a shortage of different types of jerseys. You can pick whatever you want. You can make basically design what you want, which is very nice.
Right. Favorite colors?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm already ready for next month. You can't see it because I'm wearing a sweatshirt, but I got my scarlet and gray jersey.
Nice. Yep.
I'm ready. Yeah. Gerald made it especially.
Back in the good old Buckeye State.
I know. Leanne wouldn't let me get the one that said Ohio. She was like, we go to all different places, Blair. I'm like,
you're just showing state pride.
So I'll wear it in every state.
Exactly.
I'll definitely wear it in Michigan. Just kidding.
No, you're not, but that's all right.
Yeah, really.
No disrespect, but it just...
None at all. It's almost college season. We're
there you
almost,
go.
We can breathe again.
Yes.
You know, maybe, hopefully.
Nice.
Alex
can still reach a good 200 game, which is great for this pair.
Yeah, no kidding. So it looks like we might have some young ladies coming to this side now.
Good shot for Wes, all right.
Yeah,
he's going to
really
finish
nice.
strong here.
Definitely high on the pair.
Yes.
By a mile, I think. It's just a tricky pair. I'm interested to see how the girls are attacking this pair, because they're going to be further right, pointing it a little more at the head pin. And I wonder if they'll still have that out of bounds where it feels like their ball's trying to make it up the hill, or yeah,
maybe with the trajectory being straighter, maybe they'll have a better. They won't have such the cliff. We'll see.
Yeah.
I'm just watching Alex there. He looked like he moved further left, and Wes here is left there too. So maybe for the more rev dominant players, maybe the move was to move further inside and not play outside so much.
Well, it does have a lot of volume too.
So
That's the other tricky part. So KEGEL gave you a tricky one this tournament,
Yeah.
kids.
and I add that to the lane, you know, just the way the lanes play out here. It looks like that's good. They like the challenge.
They do. That is 100% true. 220.
Got a 220.
clean.
That's great.
Was it clean? Oh no, I
No,
think
he hadn't
missed.
opened.
Yeah,
Still a great game.
really good game. Yeah. Alex got the 201 though. That's,
Yes.
That's a good.
The
solid
two
game.
middle players had it,
Yeah.
and actually Dylan here can still strike out for 198.
He
But
totally can. Papa Frank is mad because I won't let him in the booth. I will not. I can't. Nope. No Papa. Sorry, Nana.
I feel privileged. You let me in the booth.
We do have another parent guest, I believe, coming in this next game. Tony Franklin is in the building. He does a lot of work, and he bowls on the PBA 15. That's what you should
Nice.
do. You should go bowl on the PBA 15 tour.
Have you seen me bowl lately?
Not for a few years.
Yeah,
But you
yeah.
know, you'll have plenty of time on your
That's
hand.
well,
you could
yeah.
practice.
I can practice.
Yeah.
I will tell you that's one thing I could probably do once, you know, since Aiden's moving
Yeah.
away. I can actually start focusing on my game again. 'Cause
Yeah.
It's all been about him, which rightfully so should be. But
Great. That's cool. All right, we'll watch Dylan finish up here. It looks like he's going to try something different, maybe.
just a smart thing to do
Yeah,
on your fill ball.
why not?
So should I be offended you call me out on PBA 50? Do I look that old?
Oh, you're not there yet.
No.
How old are you?
49. I am.
Oh,
I will.
see?
Yeah. I just.
Come
Oh,
on.
see, I made you look.
Really? All right, fine. I
Yeah.
apologize.
No apologies
apologize.
necessary. I just.
You're like, I'm not there yet, Blair. Jeez. All right. Well, soon.
Very soon, yes, I'll qualify, and
You
Aiden
should
lets me
go
know every time.
out. Why not? You're a pretty good bowler.
I
You-
used to be good.
You don't.
ish.
Yeah.
I just need to practice and focus on my game again. Yeah, I remember that one time. I still remember that one time you came in as a sub on my sport league, and you just completely obliterated me. I'm like, who is this Blair person coming in? And
I used to bowl too.
didn't get 1 point, tell ya. Yeah, I don't hold grudges though. That must have
no.
been like 10 years ago, I think.
Yeah, it probably was. That sounds
Yep.
about right. Those were the good old days.
It was good days.
Yeah. All right, cool. Well, thank you for joining
Absolutely,
us.
Blair.
We will move to the next, or we're going to take a short break as the bowlers get ready, and then we'll be back.
All right, take care, everyone.
All right, welcome back, everybody. And I have a great guest here in the booth, Mr. Tony Franklin.
Hi, Blair.
Welcome.
Happy to be here.
Tony, all the way from Texas.
All the way from Texas. A great guest?
Oh, yeah. Fantastic.
There we go. Keep. You're going to find the right word.
Exceptional.
Unbelievably perfect. Maybe.
Yeah, of course.
Maybe that.
Yes.
That feels right to me. That last one felt really good.
How about uber experienced guest? You do a lot of commentary.
I like to.
Yeah.
Like I've said, I love hearing myself talk. So it really works out well if I can do this. And watching some great talent, also good.
Yeah, and we've got some great talent in this field. Your daughter, of course, one of them, Tori Franklin, who is in that range of deciding where she'll spend her next 4 years.
That's right. We're super excited.
Yes.
She's done a few visits, and I think she knows what she wants to do and where she wants to go. So she's, which is always fun to kind of work through the process. It's been cool.
I love that you said the process is fun, because sometimes parents are stressed.
Oh, I can totally agree with that. It is definitely a stressful situation, just because it's kind of everything.
Right. It's the rest of their life, basically.
It is.
No pressure.
It is.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be.
No.
Because you can always change and go do something else. 'Cause,
Yes.
you know, I'm 52. I still don't know what I want to do with my life.
Amen.
So, you know, I don't know. And that's what I told her is, my job is to give her the opportunity to do whatever she wants to do for the rest of her life. You know, right now she's interested in being a vet, so veterinary science for the small animals. That's what she's wanted to do for a while, so I hope that she continues. I think that's a great profession.
Yes.
And you can kind of take that in a lot of different directions.
A very needed profession, too. Anyone
sure.
that has a small animal is
Yes.
always, it's part of your family.
It is. It is. I mean, I don't know how she can do it.
Right?
My thing is, like watching a movie, I can't see or hear anything bad happen to dogs
Yeah, no.
or kids.
Yeah.
Cats, that's no big deal there. But dogs, I can't see.
Yeah, I can't, yeah. My dog was sick when I was flying here, and I was panicking because I'm like, I can't do anything. So you're on your own. Luckily,
right.
I have great neighbors that watch it, but
Yeah, you've mentioned that before. That's
Yeah.
awesome that you've got great neighbors that watch, and so you don't have to
Right.
to board.
it's only a
Bosa.
problem when they're as nervous as you are when they're sick, and then you're like, wait a minute, she's really, like, my neighbor Lisa was very worried, and I'm like, okay, you're making me really worried because you're worried. So let's tone it down a minute.
Yeah.
How sick is he? But anyway, all right. So we got some fans in the chat that are supporting Maddie, who she just bowled. Skylar Holmes is on this pair as well. Couple Maddies. Maddie has a big fan club. Jeannie's here, by the way.
Jeannie's here. I just woke her up a little bit ago.
Nice.
I mean, it's a Saturday. I thought she'd be up, like, fired up and ready to go. So
No.
that phone call didn't go nearly as well as I was hoping it was going to go. I thought we'd have a great morning talking to each other, and it just didn't happen the way I had it planned out.
Well, I was joking with Leanne because we pulled into Starbucks, and we were the only people at Starbucks, which I can count on my hand the number of times that happens. And I go, well, it is Memorial Day weekend, Leanne.
Okay.
Some people might
Maybe
be taking it easy.
Yeah, sleeping in a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had to go to Starbucks as well this morning. Tori needed a ice latte, chai latte.
Nice.
With light ice. And she said, are you getting anything? And I said, absolutely not. So I dropped her off and then went to a local joint. So that is when we
Oh,
travel,
nice.
that's our deal. So Jeannie, I went to a place called Quills
Ooh.
on the square in Jeffersontown, which is, I think, where we're at.
Ah.
Right? Or we're close,
Yeah,
right?
we're
It's-
Jefferson. Yeah, we're in
it's-
Jeffersontown.
Yeah,
Yep.
so it's 2 minutes away.
We
so.
call it Louisville, but we're actually in Jeffersontown.
Yeah,
We throw everyone off.
Louisville.
I know. It's like you have peanut butter or something in your mouth.
I love it. It's my favorite thing to say.
Exactly. We also have Alyssa. Here's Skylar. Eric is cheering on Skylar.
Yeah, Skylar had about, I think, like 220 or 230 the first game, so she got off to a really hot start on the first pair.
Totally. Sandy is here. Hello, Sandy. I still owe you a picture of Bosa. I'm sending it to you, but she said Starbucks is overrated. Which
She's correct. I don't want. I'm not here to trash Starbucks. I'm more here to talk up other
local. Now I agree with you. However, here's my however. If you travel a lot and are addicted to coffee, as some of us are, you sometimes just need that consistency of the Starbucks because you know what you're gonna get. Now, if I'm traveling and I don't have a stressful day, I am always about the local places. It's my only argument.
All right, I thought there was a specific drink you get, and there's a specific.
Well, I get Americanos, but.
Well, yeah, you sure can't get that anywhere else. You know, hot water coffee, that is really difficult.
Yeah.
No, I can't. Sorry, I cannot give approval on that.
Okay, let me give a second. You get free coffee. There's a rewards program, so I travel and I can get free drinks every once in a while.
Okay. I'd like to challenge that as well.
Oh no.
Only because I go to the Starbucks on occasion.
Yeah.
When I don't have another convenient option. I want to talk about that for a second.
Okay.
But I think the rewards program, I need to buy like 900 coffees in order to get
their rewards program.
a free small. So I don't think that's a huge thing.
I agree with that. They have changed that over the years. Yeah.
And if you're looking for an Americana, then I would think a little bit of creative license with that should be good. Like you get to try a little bit different. I don't know.
That's
the way
true.
to do it.
I know you're winning. All right, fine.
I mean, we're not here to win. I just want to. I mean, you're a traveling machine.
Oh,
you should,
I love it. Yeah.
Like that's all. Like I think Jeannie has some new app or something that's tracking all of the places.
I need to know this.
She's off to bowl some PBA 50 in West Virginia, in the mountains of West Virginia in a few weeks, and that's like she was showing me this app of like how she's going to track all the local coffees. We've got Detroit for the kids for Junior Gold, and then right after that's the PBA 50.
Jeannie, text me this app. I need this app. That was a great chat by Tor. Also great spare by Maddie while we were.
Oh, we're talking too much coffee talk.
Okay,
I apologize.
But it was good. I'm enjoying the coffee talk. I just want to give Maddie a shout out because that was a great spare. And we'll give Alexa here a shout out because we haven't yet.
Yeah.
Great youth bowler.
She's outstanding. I was talking to her coach and a mom last game. Mike Wolf, the Brunswick brand ball rep on tour, was back there. So I was chatting with him a little bit this morning. And I was like, so who you watching out here? First off, his daughter's a competitive volleyball player, so she's like right around the corner.
Oh, cool.
But he took a break from that to come over here and watch. And I said, who you watching? And he said, Alexa. And I watched her throw a couple shots. And I said, oh, yeah, she's legit.
Yeah.
She throws it legit.
Her hand is quick, too.
Yes. Yeah, that's it. I mean, the hand action is outstanding.
Yeah.
She said she's 16, turned 17 in June.
Amazing.
And she's going to be a senior this year. So there's so much senior talent going on out there.
It really is, yeah. Great shot, great spare. So I need to know this coffee app.
Yeah, G's going to have to work on that and share that because that's what it's all about.
There was a local place in when the SYC was in Rhode Island. I found a coffee place that I still follow on Instagram, and I would live in this coffee place if I lived in Rhode Island. It was called the Nook.
Yep.
It was fantastic. It was like you walked in and you felt like you were home immediately.
So again, why are we going to Starbucks? Are you telling me you can't find a local joint all the places you travel?
No, I'm not telling you that. I could.
You could. I don't want you to. I don't want you to tell me that. I want today to be an awakening.
Well, okay, we'll do it. Well, I'll get Leanne to commit with me, and we'll go and try it.
Is she coffee forward? Does she like coffee?
Oh, she loves coffee, but she adds cream to it.
Okay.
Not that that's I don't judge people.
No judgment.
Yeah,
no judgment.
Right.
You like it however you like it.
Absolutely. And I've started to get into the lattes, and the lavender world was open to me this year. Not by Starbucks, by someone else.
Yeah, you're not going to get a good lavender at Starbucks.
No, you're not.
I'm a big fan. I'm going to just say this morning I had the orange almond latte at Quill's. They said it was a great, it was their hot flavor of the month.
That sounds good.
It was okay.
Yeah.
I needed this coffee to be stronger. I like really strong coffee.
That's me.
Clearly,
yes.
with the Americano.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, that's a little right. So this pair, I was interested to see how the girls fared on this pair because so far the two boys groups that have come here, it has played tighter
Yep.
than I think that they expected or wanted it to play, which, you know, you don't want a short pattern to be tight.
No, you
just
don't. You don't. And just kind of noticing, you know, a couple of the girls are still throwing some shinier equipment that's a little bit more responsive. That's not generally the best play on short, and especially if you're getting a tremendous amount of carry down,
Yeah.
which there has been. You know, I watched John Janowitz's tips that you guys posted, which is always great. I hope all the kids watch those tips.
We do too, and they don't, and it's
Yeah, it's
you have to.
You got to watch it. Like,
Yeah.
first off, this game is tough,
Yes.
and transition is tough in these patterns, and there's nothing easy about crossing. They're skipping 3 pairs,
Right.
so they're going to move across the entire building, both sides, each block. They're following older kids and boys and younger and urethane and non-urethane, and you know you better have a good idea of what one of the top 3 bowlers on the planet says.
Yes.
Especially since he designs the patterns.
Yes.
So he gave some really, and it was a quick 2.5-minute video, I think, that I listened to and watched. It was legit.
They all are like that. They're all under 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So it's not like you're spending 30 minutes listening to
Nope.
someone break down the pattern. Maybe that's what we need to add to the email. This is 2.5 minutes. Maybe we just
Yeah.
tell the kids, like, it's not, you're not
Yeah.
committing your whole life to a video.
No.
And JJ's easy to listen to.
He is.
Yeah.
He is. He said everything I thought the right way. He gave, at the very end, he's like, you know, what you should probably do at kind of the end of each segment of each
Yeah.
pattern. And I was like, oh, this is when I should be paying attention right now.
Right, exactly.
You know, he talked about lower volume. So for this particular SYC, there's lower volumes for each pattern. That looks pretty good, too.
That was a great
What
shot.
the heck is going on over there?
You need to be in the booth, apparently.
Holy smoke. Sandy, thanks for the shout out. Tori shot 195 and 231.
Very
Our
nice.
goal for this tournament is for her to bowl even.
But for the
So,
whole, every
for the
round.
whole thing.
Yeah. That's good.
0.0. That's our joke, 0.0.
So I heard a parent before the block started. I just overheard, you know, because when you're setting up all the chords, you get to hear some conversations. And he was having a very good conversation with his son and said, listen, this is your first big tournament. There's a lot of competition out there, and we're just going to see how you fare. We're not going in with any expectations.
Yep.
We're just going to see where you're at so that we can learn from it and build on it, which I thought was great.
Yep.
I mean, I think everyone's goal for the event is different.
Yes, and it should be.
Yeah, right?
And there always, I think, should be some set of expectations. In this case, for that kid, the expectation is we're just learning. We're
Yes,
just feeling this out.
Exactly.
I don't care about the score.
Right.
I care about your attitude.
Right.
And that you bowl with a smile on your face and you have fun.
Yep.
And at the end, we'll talk about what did you learn. That's an expectation.
I have a great spare my Maddie here. She's leaving not easy things to pick up, and she's like, all right, I'll just have to pick it up. Like,
Yes, that's a big key piece is if you can knock down some of the ugly stuff.
yeah. Yeah, and so back to the goals. I think having a personal goal is great too, because everyone wants to win.
Yeah.
Right? If you don't want to win, you shouldn't be bowling. But sometimes just having that goal that you can achieve is great, and it might end up leading you to a win, right?
You never know.
And even is pretty solid
Yeah.
up there in the girls division.
Yeah,
so.
we haven't really pushed ourselves the right way before. So she's made a lot of changes in her game since Orlando,
Okay.
which was not a good tournament, and then City View before that for her. The other SYC there was not good. So, you know, and we needed a different strategy. So there were some changes that she made physically. We're talking about Tori, who's up on lane 7.
Yeah.
Made some changes physically that I told her were no debates. And somehow she's got the front 5. I don't understand that, but okay.
It's working.
It's working.
It's the racing striped jersey.
That's right. That was her
It's
last year.
fast.
That was her Chameleon Sportswear jersey from last year in Indy.
Okay.
So
Oh, makes sense.
Her and
Yeah.
her Dubs partner, Claire, they both had the Indianapolis 500 racing jersey, so pretty cool.
Well, it is the Indy 500 this weekend, so
I wonder if she knows
timed
that.
it. She timed
she's,
it right.
She's so smart. Gosh.
She timed it.
Or maybe that's kind of also a Kentucky Derby style with the racing silk, as they call them.
Totally.
Or the blacking. So maybe it's that. I don't know.
Well, it's fast. She's bullish.
She's bowling fast and she's getting fast strikes.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, I have the finest jersey that ever was, which is the Dallas Stars replica, because the Stars are in the Western Conference Finals. Big ups to hockey. Big ups to the Stars.
What game are we in the finals for hockey?
Tonight is game 2.
Game 2, okay.
They lost in OT Thursday night, so I watched it all the way here on the plane. And then Jeannie was keeping me up to date as we traveled here, and I got to the hotel, and it was first overtime, and they should have won in the first overtime, and then they gave up a goal about 30 seconds in the second, so down 0-1.
Okay, all right, well, game 2.
Game 2. I've become a huge hockey fan. Blair, are you a hockey fan at all?
I should be now, because I lived in a town that had hockey,
The
Blue
Columbus Blue Jackets.
And now Utah.
You're getting another one.
So I'm thinking I'm gonna dive into the hockey world. I dabble.
That's good. It is we've come to love it. It's just a great sport. It's fast paced.
Yeah.
The penalties aren't super subjective like you might see in the NFL. That's what gets me about the NFL. It's like, was that holding? Was that pass interference? Or basketball? Was that a foul? Who knows?
Basketball might be the worst.
It is the worst for that.
I really struggle watching basketball anymore, because there's so many different little calls I don't even know. I'm like, I don't even know why they're got a call there.
So Alexa made a ball change. Looks like that's phase 2.
Which I agree with.
I definitely agree with a solid, symmetrical ball right now.
Yes.
With surface. She's putting away the absolute, the original absolute. A little too shiny. Looked great the first game.
Yeah.
So that was a rock-solid move on her part. That's the thing is, when you talk about expectations and learning, how quickly can you make the decision? It doesn't have to be the right decision necessarily, but how quickly can you make a decision based on what you just saw into something that does it differently? And from there, then that's when you start really learning. Maybe you'll make the decision 2 frames faster, or 2 frames faster and to a smarter choice. For her, that was a super smart choice to go to a solid ball and one that's kind of early, and it's got surface. All of that was a great decision on her part.
I think the hard part about that too is, all these bowlers, if they're bowling here, they're pretty much getting into the elite world of bowling, right?
Yep.
And you put so much on yourself that you didn't throw it good enough, or you didn't hit your mark, and sometimes you miss the ball change because you're thinking too much about what you're doing and not realizing, hey, I probably should have a little bit of mystery, tiny bit.
Yep. Yeah, and that's the piece of it, is when you are out here bowling against the best that youth bowling has to offer.
We'll take it. We'll take all of it.
Are Brooklyns allowed?
Yes.
I believe the answer is yes.
They are, and we love them.
Especially for 6-baggers. Oh yeah.
She doesn't know her face just got on the camera too.
I know that's going to be a fun one to look back to.
Yeah, you could clip that for her. Amber did not like that off her hand. She just got it in that little out of balance that we have.
Not that we need to bring it back to coffee talk, because we don't, but I just noticed in the chat there's a Diana Utzler Cox. Utzler. So what? I mean, what's that? What's that old broad thinking right there? That's my mother-in-law.
Oh, Folgers.
That's why I would say that. So that's Tori's Gma. Affectionately, we call her Gma. She's the best.
Hey, Gma.
The best of all Gmas.
Gma helps out a lot, I've heard.
Oh, Gma's a dog sitter and been a Tori sitter. She's the best Gma in the history of Gmas.
Gma's cool too. I like that name. Like,
oh yeah. I mean, when you got a cool name.
Yeah, you live up to it, right?
Yeah, you do.
Although Folgers, I don't know.
That's great. I could get her a big thing of Folgers for Christmas, and we could just call it good. Cost me about $6.
I was going to say, it's not very expensive.
That doesn't exactly scream you're the best Gma ever when I buy you a big tub of Folgers, but, if that's what you like.
This is our last coffee talk.
Okay.
Recently, we have a new president at Storm, Tyler Jensen, who has been phenomenal, leading us forward.
I'm aware of his fine work, yes.
Yes, and one of his first initiatives for office morale, I believe, was a new coffee maker because we were drinking Folgers coffee.
Okay.
And we got this fancy new coffee maker that I can hit a button and it makes me an Americano, or we can have mochas or lattes and all this thing. So we're a happier group, I
Oh
believe.
my gosh, your work performance level has gone up exponentially.
Yes.
Based on the Americano button.
Oh, absolutely. That button gets pushed at least 3
Oh
times
my
a day.
gosh, we just stripped another one.
We did.
I would, just here, I'm not looking to make this a war of the GMAs, but you'll notice a Linda Mills,
Yeah.
affectionately known as Nana Starkey, in the
Yeah.
chat now as well. She does have a pin of our GMA.
That's fantastic.
And I only said that my GMA is the best GMA because I didn't think that Nana was
Nana's
listening.
watching.
But
She's
yeah,
always
She's
watching.
always watching. So Nana, you're like, it's 1 and 1A.
She's the best Nana, and
that's a good
we
point.
have a best Gma.
God, if I'd have thought about that 10 seconds
yeah,
ago, that would have been
we're
great.
good. We're covered. We
All
got
right.
Nanas
Best
and Gmas.
Nana and best GMAs.
Yeah.
All right, those two are the best.
Nana is the best. Nana says she has cake here, which I need to go find at some point.
Cake?
Yeah. Have you had
All
the
right.
Granny Mills cake yet?
No, I haven't.
Ooh, maybe I'll share with you.
Okay.
I'll think about it.
I'll take a little corner.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
Amber's bowled pretty well today. Starting out, she's been throwing urethane, so she's throwing the U78.
Yeah.
She's been just keeping that thing really tight, right up 4, 5, 6. Bowled fantastic. You don't see a lot of the females throwing urethane, so I
No.
love seeing it. She's really been getting it off her hand, nice, right up the lane. That's the way you got to do it, and she's staying with it. Like even on the type pair here, she's grinding, she's clean. Well, she opening the first, we got a double and clean after that, so she's shooting a nice solid 190 right now, which is nothing wrong with that.
Oh, we got Mima watching too. See, you're getting all kinds of crap.
Man,
You gotta
Look,
watch yourself.
I know that's it. You start. I don't want to trash Starbucks
Yeah.
or other amazing Gmas
Yeah.
and Mimas and
And
Nanas.
Nanas. Yeah.
It's tough out there.
Yeah.
It's tough out there.
Keegaroo. I don't. Oh, there's Keegan. Do you have a Keegan update?
Kigaroo, he's got his Otter jersey on today.
Yeah, so he's Keith Goddard today.
Yeah, he just solid dime. Let's see what his game is. I think he hit. He just struck solid dime. Looks like he got a scoring mishap.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no, there it is. Okay, so the Kigaroo can strike out for 213. He got the first one, the 10th. Looks like he just changed balls, or is he still in the pitch black? He bailed out a gorgeous 195 last game.
Yeah, you did. That was a massive bailout.
So he's got something shiny. Oh, tripped out the 9 again.
He loves
It's a
that.
double. I think that's an attention star.
It's a good ball.
Very good. That has to be about the most popular thing out there right now.
It's hard to keep in supply at the
Yeah.
moment. That one is pretty tricky. Spare by Alexa here. She's just, I think she now, she's in the right ball. She just needs to find that right part of the lane.
Yeah. She threw a double. Did she double before that? Yeah, she doubled
Yeah.
right before that. So
She did.
yes, the Otter jersey looking pretty good. So we got to get a picture of Kigaroo in his new Otter jersey.
It's fantastic. And he told me the story behind it. Has he told you the story behind it?
I do not know the story behind it.
Oh, wow. All right. So the story, what he told me,
Okay.
he goes, do you know why I have an otter jersey? I'm like, no. He goes, can you say anything bad about an otter? I'm like, no. He's like, no one. It's the best animal. You can't be mad at an otter. They're just like happy little cuddly guys. Like, all right.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll
All
go
right.
with that.
All right. All right. I'm gonna take that and run with it. I'm bringing it back to a lot of stuff. I once
No,
again
you're good.
apologize,
You're good.
but I'm just going to take the form since I have my Dallas Stars
Go
jersey
for it.
on. Their goalie is Jake Ottinger. Silent 7.
Man.
Affectionately known as the Otter.
Oh, no way.
So Jeannie, her newest jersey, which should be here this week, is another replica Dallas Stars jersey with his number, and I can't remember what his number is. I'm sure it'll come up in the chat.
Oh, yeah, some of them.
And
know.
there's a little baby otter hiding in the jersey
Oh,
in
I
the
love
number.
that.
It is so cool looking. And this is the
love
first
that.
time I've seen Kegeru's Otteroo jersey.
I love that so much. I can't remember the bowler. I love when people hide things in their jersey. So anyone that's listening, if you're making and maybe I should tell this to our friends at Coolwick that make the SYC jersey. Maybe we can hide stuff.
Yeah.
But I can't remember the bowler, but when we were at the Golden Ladies, Leanne thought I was going crazy because there was a dog hidden in one of the bowlers' jerseys that made the finals.
Yeah.
And she's like, I think you're just seeing things because you miss your dog. I'm like, there is a dog. she's like, all right, we need to get you some help. And then afterwards, she walked up closer, and Leanne's like, Blair, I need to apologize to you. There is actually a dog in that jersey. I was like, thank you.
All right.
Tanya Spalding. Thank you, Sandy. Yes. 29 is the number.
29.
They're here for you.
Tanya Spalding.
Oh, Tanya. Sorry.
Yeah,
Tanya.
I called her the wrong name for several years. So
Okay.
I'm trying to get on the right path to her heart.
I understand. I get it. I learned how to say born Texas today because I've been calling it something different. I think it's born. Now I'm questioning.
I think it's Bourne.
Okay, yeah. So, but it's spelled like.
Is it Bourne?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Done by
forget
San
how I
Antonio.
was saying it, and I was told earlier, hey, just a reminder, it's born Texas. And I'm like,
Oh,
thank you.
I see Sandy spelled it wrong when she put it in the chat.
Yeah.
So Sandy, you're going to get chewed on that one.
Yeah, it's your fault, Sandy. It's not my fault. Just kidding. It is my fault that we don't have bios this weekend. I forgot the bio in the email.
Can't do it all, man. We'll just make up our own bios.
That's what we were talking about earlier.
Like the coffee talk, otter
Yeah.
talk, and
Yeah, we got
name
this.
talk.
All right, so as always, sorry to
Yeah,
interrupt,
yeah,
but we are going, I already see the bowlers coming this way, and we will take a break after this game, let the bowlers get in position, and then come back, because everyone moves after every game. I have to remind everyone. So if you're still waiting for your bowler to arrive, they might show up, and they might bowl like Tori on the spare. Oh dear.
Yeah, so she fouled on the spare, which is her second foul today, so that's not good. And then threw in the gutter. So let's regroup here.
It's okay. There was nothing lost on that shot, so she spares it up.
That's right.
She could be good to go,
Good to go.
right? I'm just gonna say that.
That's not going to get there. All right, 8.
Okay, regroup
All right,
in the 10.
now we need to regroup.
Yeah. She's good. She's got this. All right, so I asked, we had a parent in before.
Yep.
I would like to ask you the same question. As we're gearing up for this summer travel season for all these youth athlete parents, what is your favorite tip? Well, first of all, do you drive to most of your events during the summer, like Junior Gold, that kind of stuff? And then what are some of your favorite tips for just a busy summer?
From a bowling aspect, I think it definitely helps to drive because you've got your vehicle, you can take all of your stuff, you can make it a little bit more like home. I think that's important. We always kind of go back and forth a little bit when it comes to Junior Gold, though. It's a long way from Texas, so we generally drive. In this case, we're doing a bit of a mix of that. Jeannie's got her first PBA 50 tournament in West Virginia like the week before, so she's going to drive from Texas out there. And then Tori and I, because I'm still working, so I can only take off so much, so we're flying up to Michigan, and then Jeannie, it's only somehow of like a 4.5 or 5 hour drive from West Virginia to Detroit, which I don't understand how that's possible. And she told me that, I was like, that can't possibly be true, but it's somehow true. I guess I need to relook at the map. I need to learn my east part of the U.S.
It is weird because it's 3 hours from Columbus to Detroit, and it's like 3 hours to Indy. So it's like so I would say 4 hours sounds right because it's an hour to West Virginia. So it's weird.
Yeah.
I agree though.
So she'll drive, and then we'll have a car. So we got that for the week up there, and I think that really helps.
Yeah.
You can't spend the whole time in the bowling center. That's another key thing. You gotta give the kids an opportunity to see some other stuff. I mean, if you were to ask any of these kids that have been doing this a while, what do you like best about bowling? And we've got a bowling newspaper in the Southwest that we have, and I interview one of our top youth players every month.
Oh, nice.
And with that, one of the questions is, what do you like best about bowling? And it's all the friendships and all the travel that we get to do. That is exactly the number one thing that I loved growing up bowling, was the fact that it allowed me to travel to cool places and experience other parts of America that maybe I just haven't gotten a chance to see because I'm 15 or 16 years old.
Yeah.
And do it with my best friends doing what we love.
No kidding.
That is the cool part about bowling. And you and Leanne specifically in leading these tournaments for all of us, you get to do it as well by
Yes.
seeing all of these amazing places.
For sure.
And you're obviously working the whole time, so it's not nearly as much fun.
Well, we do
but-
always like that being said, we build in sometimes a day if there is a city that now Leanne bowled on tour for
Yeah. So
years
she's-
and years,
she's
so
seen it
she's
all
seen
5
a lot,
times.
right? But for me, there's places like the first time we came to Louisville, I'm like, I want to go to the Slugger Museum.
Heck yeah.
I want to go to the Derby. Like Churchill Downs, are you kidding? Like I need to go see this, right? So yeah, absolutely, build in some time, and Junior Gold builds it in for you.
Yeah.
Because you can't be in the bowling center because you only bowl 4 games.
Yeah, you can't.
So-
Yeah, you only bowl 4 games. You're in and out quick. There's no room if you did want to go back
Yeah.
and watch.
No. Which in Detroit, the Henry Ford Museum, for anyone that has never been to it, 100% worth your time.
Okay.
100%. Bar none.
All right. Yeah, I definitely would like to go see that. So there's a great, I think it's called How They Were Built on the History Channel. They do some great
Yeah.
great documentaries on there, and there's one on that where they talk about, and I don't know if it was specific to Henry Ford, but more around the first cars and how the car manufacturers in the United States supported the war effort for World War II when that went on. And there are some amazing stories
Yeah.
still to this day where they talk about that. So
Yeah.
I always wanted to see more about that. So Henry
You
Ford
should.
Henry
Look it
Ford
up.
Museum it
There-
is. Yes,
and
ma'am.
there's an indoor and outdoor part. I think it's like the Henry Ford Village, and I can't remember quite what's out in the village, but the inside it's like a mini Smithsonian, if anyone's ever been to that museum. It's got a little bit of everything, but they have the Model Ts and everything in there.
Oh,
So
that's
yeah,
awesome.
it's
Okay.
very cool.
That's an amazing tip. I mean,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen, that one's free of charge,
Free.
right?
Free.
No,
Totally
no,
free.
The museum not.
Yeah,
The
no.
tip to go see it,
Yeah.
totally free.
Yeah, exactly.
For,
Don't
for tuning in today, that's what you get. That's the type of amazing information.
That's what we bring. Well, I hope you will join us again if Tori makes it back this way. I hope this is she's still having a great game here.
Yeah, it'd be
So-
awesome to knock this one over.
I think she's got
You
it.
think so?
I do. I have
well,
faith in her.
better her than me. If we can just stay behind the foul line, this would be the coolest spare ever. Oh, look at this. No foul, no foul, no foul, no foul.
She's
Look
got
down.
one of those striking against breast cancer spare balls too.
I think she made this.
She's
Hold on,
got
let
it.
this- Yeah, take that, Slash.
Yeah.
All right, another
First spare of the game,
another
everyone.
another 0.0 score there.
There we go.
Yeah, that is the amazing striking versus breast cancer ball.
There's a lot of clapping, sir.
I know. Somebody shoot 300.
I think it's behind us though. We need like a little window through our booth
A
behind
window
us.
to the world. That's a good,
Good
shot,
shot.
too. I like good shots.
All right.
Blair, thank you so much. Good stuff. So again, Henry Ford Museum.
Yes.
And let's get out there and experience local coffee joints, folks.
That's it. I love it. Cool. We'll be right back. We're going to take a short break. Tony, thanks again, and we'll see you later.
See ya.
All right, we are back. Looks like we got some U15 girls.
Found my way over here.
Just be careful of the pole.
I got you.
Yeah. All right, we have Jeremy Thomas coming into the booth. It's a little bit of a limbo into the into the booth today. All right, Jeremy, welcome. How's it going?
You got me?
I think so. Yeah, we got it. Here, go on. We'll fix this right here. Oh, wait. Oh, hang on. Let's take it off and I think we have it backwards. Yeah.
This side.
Yeah, there you go. And then right there. Perfect. All right. Jeremy, welcome to the booth.
All right, thanks for having me.
How is everything going so far? You've been out collecting some scores or just hanging out?
Yeah, me, Corey, and Ricky have been getting scores.
Cool.
Watching some of the talent. Trying to scout what I need to know about the youth bowling.
Yeah. There's a lot of it. That's
Oh.
what you need to know.
Yeah,
They're pretty good out here.
absolutely. There's a couple young kids down on the end that I didn't know, but they throw it pretty good.
Yeah.
I think Sebastian
Huffman.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
great.
throws it really good.
He moved from Las Vegas to West Virginia a few years ago, so he's kind of in this part of the country now.
Yeah, there was a front seven down there earlier. I don't know what he ended up with.
So Jeremy, you run some tournaments around here for the adults, right?
Yes, that's pretty much what we do. We run a sweeper on Sundays, and we usually get about 50, 60 people come out,
That's
which is pretty
awesome.
good for a Sunday night at 6. And then we run a trio once a month that Storm sponsors me, obviously. And then some bigger tournaments here and there, some different things. But yeah, that's pretty much about it.
I love that. Well, we are watching some U15 bowlers in front of us. We got someone cheering on Kamari, who is a young two-handed young lady.
Oh, nice. I like to see that.
Yeah, Savannah Portillo, she just won in Michigan last month, her first SYC title. And then followed it up with a couple more wins, MJMAs and different things. Lauren Hubbard here, I jinxed her. Although this short pattern, you gotta play to the right, but there's some hold out there too.
Yeah, I've seen several gutter balls, so I definitely think that if you get it too far right, you're in trouble. But it looks like inside they're hooking
Yeah,
from what I've seen. So if you miss in, you pay for it.
absolutely.
I haven't got to see the leaderboard yet. Is there a place to see that? Or
Yeah, I can pull it up actually.
Yeah,
I don't like to do it right at the beginning, but it's
Yeah.
on Bowl Metrics.
Gotcha.
But as they're putting in scores, it kind of changes. But you can follow along all day on Bolt Metrics. Let's see where we're at. So U15 girls, we'll just look at that one first since that's who we're watching. Ashlyn Henry, who is on this pair, I believe. Yep, she's the leadoff. She was in second going into this game. Jordan Hunting in first. Although, let me just pull up short, because this is when some of the scores, yeah, see, some scores are getting loaded in. So Ashlyn may have actually been the leader going into this game,
yeah, it looks like if you can go plus, that's pretty solid.
right? U18 boys.
Look, the kid I picked is in first. Yeah, he throws it really good. I happened to walk by. He had 2 or 3 in a row and just watched him throw. He throws it pretty well. I
Yeah,
didn't get to see what he ended up that last game with.
246.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he had front 3, and then he may have opened, but yeah,
Sure.
pretty good. if you didn't know, number 4, that's my cousin Connor.
Connor Woosley, I remember. Yeah.
Connor, he struggled that game, it looks like, but he always stays right there. He's pretty solid.
It's awesome. Brady McDonough is in second right now. He just shot 279 last game. And Caden Pranger shot 278 game 2. He's in third, and then Connor, of course, fourth. Let's go look at the U18 girls. Tori Franklin, she was in first, and it looks like no third game scores. So Tori bowled a I just watched it. 235, I think, that game.
Nice.
So she's her goal for the weekend is even after all the blocks, not just today, but
Well, that's a good start.
yeah. Skylar Holmes, she had a good start to the day too. So U12, the little ones, Henry Mann.
That's the young man I believe I met last year at the park with his
Yeah,
mom.
yeah.
Yeah, so it looks like he's improved his game quite a bit over the last year.
He's a great kid. Him and Nolan and Trevor and Eason, like all these kids are just mini pros basically. They know their stuff already at a very young age, and they put in the work. We have Alyssa Randisi leading the U12 girls. Avery Bourne right behind her, and Kaylin Evanson. And who did we not talk? U15 boys. Let's look at this. Mateo Quintero.
Yeah, I watched him bowl earlier. He throws it pretty good as well.
Yeah.
He was playing like right up 5 maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, very, very well.
He's an SYC champ.
Okay.
So he's had 237, 202, 231 today. Little plus 70 to start the morning. Sebi right behind him, plus 66, and Anthony Swanson, plus 38. So lots of good bowling out there.
Oh yeah.
Now I don't know if this pair is always tricky, but this pair has been pretty tricky today.
Yeah. My knowledge here isn't great. We
Okay.
do some stuff here, but if you haven't noticed, it's very hard to get here. They stay busy.
Yeah.
It's hard to get on the schedule. So we don't have a whole lot of tournaments here, but not because we don't want to. It's just very busy. So I don't get to bowl out here a whole lot.
Sure.
But normally this is probably one of the higher scoring houses in the city. Like on a house shot, obviously.
Yeah.
So I don't know pair to pair very well here. But obviously that always happens somewhere where you run into a couple of pairs that you know are going to be tough.
Absolutely. Miss Alea Kerrigan stepping up, wearing her SYC All-American jersey. Man, that ball just never even thought about hooking. It was like, no.
It's always something that I've wanted to learn more about is the difference of how some lanes play just completely different. Even though it's the same pattern, the left lane might be completely different, or the next pair might be it's more transition, I'm sure, but
Yeah.
sometimes it's from the start.
Yeah.
And just it always intrigues me to how to figure that out.
Yeah, this pair was tricky from the very beginning, and the bowlers on it, there was a little bit of urethane, but not overly. A lot of balls with, it wasn't, like sometimes you'll see a whole pair, like they'll all use surface or something, but there wasn't anything dramatic like that. Now I have heard moving from where they moved from to this pair, the boys that came, it was dramatically different. So the other side is hooking a lot more, and there's not as much OB.
Now for this tournament per se, with I guess the young ladies start all kind of together.
Yep.
Is what it looks like. So when they transition from one side to the other, does that make a difference as well? Because they obviously don't have as much rev rate.
Sure. I mean, this is something we talk about all the time. Like this tournament, all the divisions are mixed together, as are most youth tournaments, right? The only time that you'll really only see your division and the transition of your division and age group is junior gold.
Yeah.
Because they only have, like, you'll only bowl against your division in that house on
Gotcha.
that squad. But any other youth tournament, you kind of are mixed in with boys and girls, all ages. So it is a little bit of learning how to learn. It's a lot of learning in the weekend, right?
Yeah,
You bowl
sure.
on 3 different patterns. You see a lot of transition. These kids that bowl many events, and we don't do any end of the year awards, so we don't do high average, we don't do player of the year, and the reason we don't do that is because the SYC was designed to go to different regions, and so bowlers can pick when it's kind of close to them, and they can drive or travel. I mean, there are some bowlers that choose to bowl as many as possible, and that's a family's decision, but most of the time it's regional. So you'll see an SYC, and a lot of the kids from that region will come and bowl it.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty impressive. Sells out, what, 5-10 minutes?
3 minutes, this one. Actually, 2 minutes, I think, was this one. But the last 3 have sold out in less than 5 minutes.
I mean, that's pretty amazing.
Yeah, it's insane.
Well, it's just good for the sport as well.
Totally.
I mean, that's the hardest part, is trying to keep it going. This is youth, obviously, but as they get older, do different things. Like, we've noticed that a lot of the kids after college or even high school aren't bowling adult leagues.
Yeah.
And that's something that I've noticed, and trying to figure out why or how we can get them to stay in. But,
I have an idea for you after offline.
Yeah.
I could share with you my idea that I've shared with others in the past.
Yeah, because I see it a lot. I mean, we bowl in adult leagues, and very rarely do you see more than 3 or 4 that are probably under 30.
Right, yeah.
So I don't know.
I think it's format related. You
Yeah.
spend a lot of time when you're a kid bowling in fast-paced environments.
Yeah, and
bigger environments.
I definitely think that that's one thing that I like about tournaments, and even these type of tournaments. League can get boring.
Yeah.
Where you 3 games and go home. I think the challenge of moving pairs and keeping up with the first place person and trying to win and all that, I think that brings out the competitiveness, which is always good.
For sure.
But yeah, I enjoy watching the youth bowl, and this wasn't like this when I was growing up. So we were lucky to have high school teams at the time.
Yeah, agreed.
So
I'm in that range where it was just kind of shifting, and I look at all the opportunities these kids have, and it's just incredible. They can bowl every weekend. They can travel wherever they want and bowl all year long, and there's so many opportunities.
Yeah.
Like, there were a lot of opportunities when I was going to college, but there's so many more now.
Yeah, the one thing that I like about it is, as I run adult tournaments, if it's a singles event, a youth bowler can play, and they can win scholarship money and put in their smart account, and it's pretty good to get a chance to go out and do what you want to do, and as well as like set your career, your future up where you have something to fall back on. So, and they get out there and compete with a lot of really good bowlers,
Right.
But the transition from the sport pattern to the house shot seems to be pretty hard for
100%.
where a lot of people that are really good on this struggle when they come out, and it just takes time.
Yeah. Yeah, so we have some, Jeannie is cheering on Jordan and Jaden Hunting. I'm not sure when they'll make it to our pair. They might have already been on our pair last game, but do want to give a shout out to Steve Vetter. We're missing you this weekend too. Leanna and I were just asking about you last night, and I have to find Sebi today and apologize to him because I told him there was no paddock, and then I found out there was, but no one had really told us that there was. So anyway.
Yeah, I saw John McCarthy is checking on Connor.
Yeah.
I think if you didn't hear, he's 4th maybe.
4th, yeah. We can look and see if they've updated too.
Yeah. I know his last game, I think he struggled just a little bit, but not too much. If you didn't know, John is the general manager here, as well as the bowling coach for Trinity, where Connor bowls.
Yeah.
So it looks like he dropped a little bit.
They had a 183, but he can bounce back, right? He's still in 10th.
Sure. He's plus 28, the leader, 701. That's pretty solid.
Yeah. It's the U18 boys is always a really tough field. There's just a lot of great bowlers in that division.
And I would assume that some of the bowlers, which they're probably good enough now where it doesn't matter, but I would assume they have their stronger patterns.
Oh, sure.
You know,
yeah.
so if you can keep it where you need to be to get to your strength, that's probably what you're looking for.
Right. I mean, I think there's two ways to look at an SYC, right? You need to, if there is a pattern you're stronger on, you need to build up your not so strong patterns, like your weaker patterns, make them a little stronger so that they don't hurt you.
Yeah.
Or you can be like some player, like Micah Forrest comes to mind. He's just a really consistent player across all the patterns, and he's always kind of in that overall medal podium at the end. So John McCarthy is the GM here at Kingpin Lanes. He's fantastic. His team is awesome, and we're thinking about him this weekend, going through a little family stuff.
Yeah.
So we're thinking about him.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to say anything to him. You know, definitely I'm praying for him.
For sure.
I saw his Facebook post.
Yeah.
You know, don't like to put anybody's business out there, but he could use some prayers.
Agreed.
Definitely. But the bowling community is always good. His friends will pick him up. You know, we'll all be out here.
Yeah, and normally he would be here with us like around the clock, but his team that he has in place is picking up for him, and he's got a great team behind him, and it's just awesome. So
yeah, I'm humbled, obviously, to be asked to help out. I can't be here all weekend. I wish I could, but obviously, you know, we got things going on. But I got about 8 good, solid people coming out here to help. I think you met Skylar and her mom last night.
Yeah.
For yesterday, they're great. Corey and Ricky are here today, and then we'll have some people here later helping get scores. And
yeah, it's great.
yeah, everybody, when I reached out, I probably had 100 people wanting to help. So it's pretty awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's cool.
All volunteer based. You know, so that's even better.
Yeah, this community is great. You guys have a great bowling community down here. So.
Yeah. It's getting there. It's good. We struggled a few years ago. You couldn't find anything around here.
Yeah.
And you know, I started what I was doing, and it kind of just started as a joke. We was a couple guys. We went bowling one night, and I guess you would call it jackpot bowling.
Sure.
And we turned into like it wasn't fun, so we made it like a step ladder.
Oh yeah.
And then some people watched and were like, "Hey, I want to get in that." And then we posted it on Facebook, and about 20 people showed up, and then it just kind of
grew from there.
Someone made a logo for me and sent it to me, and then it was
cool.
a joke, and someone made a shirt and a hat, and then next thing you know, here we are, you know. So
Well, that's great.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's kind of how things start. Someone just has an idea and wants to do it, and then from there, like you have to be like yourself. You know, you're invested in it, right? You want it to grow.
Yeah, I mean, obviously when Storm came on board with me, that was huge.
Yeah.
You know, I was working hard and I was talking to the right people, but you know, obviously Steve Todd helped me a lot. Big push from Kyle, obviously.
For sure.
You know, Kyle was probably one of the main people that got me in touch with the right people, and they trust me and they let me do what I want to do, and it works. One thing that I've learned is even something that I'm trying to teach, which I've saw out here, and that's one thing I'm impressed about is the attitudes.
Yes.
One thing I've been working on this for about a year now, is how you handle yourself. So every time that I'm in a bowling alley, regardless if I'm bowling bad or what, I'm still representing Storm. I'm representing my family, my friends, and I try to be respectful, even when I'm bowling bad. And I've noticed that at times, some people that are in positions that we all want to be in get a little silly at times. And you know, I try to have talks with them and say, look, you're only hurting the sport.
For sure.
When you act like that. So like these kids see that, and their attitudes are, I mean, you don't see them slamming stuff. You don't see them even throwing any. I mean, I've seen gutter balls and not even get upset.
A lot of times when the pros come in, they notice that too, and they compliment all the kids because at a very young age, they figured out how to not lose their cool. And we had that earlier. There was a bowler bowling, an exceptional bowler, right? He always finishes in the top. He has bowled well at junior gold, all the best tournaments. He shot 130 on this pair, and you did not see him outwardly express any frustration, even though you know what he's doing inside,
absolutely.
right? Everyone knows.
Ready to go home, probably.
Yeah, he's
but,
like, why? What is going on?
Yeah, but that, that's one of the main things that they have to learn, and I give them that. I mean, like you said, we're watching, 12U right here?
This is 15.
Okay.
Yeah, 15.
Even at that,
yeah.
the mental game, and I don't think they understand how important it is.
Yeah.
Sometimes you miss a spare, and you think about it for 4 or 5 frames.
Oh yeah.
Just gotta let it go and just keep moving on and give it all you got and try to get that 200 game or that 190 game, instead of the 150.
Yeah. Savannah Portillo is a great example. She's bowling on this pair in front of us. Last tournament, she was leading going into Sunday, and she's finished second in the SYC several times. But she woke up and had a touch of maybe food poisoning and bowled 5 games, felt pretty miserable, and won. And until after the tournament, she didn't want anyone to know she was feeling sick.
Sure.
She told her mom, I don't want, because she didn't want people reminding her as she was bowling about that. And so she, at the end of the tournament, her mom said, like, hey, she felt really bad today or whatever. And I never would have believed it. So it was really cool. Just mental determination of these kids.
Yeah, I mean, that's impressive, Yeah, there's nothing, especially at that age, because when I was their age, I wasn't even close to mentally stable as they are.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean.
So Ashlyn Henry here, who's bowling on this pair, and she is currently leading the U15 girls, plus 16. She is from Fayetteville, North Carolina. Home bowling center is B&B Lanes. She's 13 years old. 13 years old and throws it amazing, by the way.
Yes, absolutely.
Favorite pro bowler is Dasha Kovalova. She just loves meeting people throughout the community and bowling. Her favorite bowling achievement is in her first junior gold. She finished in the top 5. And she also plays school volleyball and softball, and very social in the bowling alley. So she loves talking to people and making friends.
Yeah, that's one thing that I've noticed about bowling is that you can meet so many good people and so many good experiences. And I've noticed that a lot of
For 4? Okay, cool. Good luck. Sorry, we had little Henry. He shot 803.
For 3 games?
For 4,
okay.
Yeah.
Good job.
He's plus.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I remember watching him last year, and I met his mom at the park, and he was probably bowling like 140s.
Yeah.
130, but he threw it pretty good, and he knew what he was doing. Was he like 9 or something?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, what I was saying is one thing that I've noticed that I've seen a lot more of lately, just because of some of the friends that I have. One, a lot of girls. There's Henry's mom right there.
Yeah. Right.
A lot of the girls that play softball are really good at bowling.
Yeah, they're very strong, right?
Yes.
Their cores are really strong.
Yes.
Their legs are really strong.
One of my friends, his daughter was a really good softball pitcher in high school. She's a junior, and she started bowling last year. Has never bowled in her life. She's already almost a 200 average.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he said she's just naturally, but also I think bowling is a good release to get away from some of the physical sports where you get your mental game a little bit better. So I like to see that some of the athletes that come over and bowl and give it a shot.
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of times too, if your school has a high school bowling program and you're looking for kids, like find some players that may used to have played a different sport and are kind of done, right? Because you sometimes you get burnout on sports.
Sure,
It happens. So like soccer players, softball players.
Yeah, believe it or not, a lot of baseball players are pretty good because they're naturally hand-eye coordination is really good. is some basketball players, once they figure out the finesse of it, and not try to overpower it and just let the ball roll. Like I've seen that transition.
All right, so we got Lauren Hubbard here. Oh, shoot, we missed that spare. It's all right.
Yeah.
It happens. She was sparing a lot before.
Yeah.
Alea is got a tricky spare here. If she can pick this up. Her sister just went away to college and had a great year out there. I haven't seen her parents, though. If the Kerrigan parents are in the building, let me know. Otherwise, they're probably watching. So, hello. Hello, Mr. and Mrs. Kerrigan.
Yeah, I was wondering how many parents get to travel. Do they always travel with them, or is it some they send with their friends? And
I think it depends. Yeah, I mean, you know, if you think of like we're building up, I've asked the last couple parents that have been in here, like, what advice do you have for kids that are, or as you're going into this busy summer travel season, right? You got junior gold, you got other things, but sometimes the kids will be sent with other families.
Yeah.
Which is great. Like you build this community where you trust your kid to go with another family, and it saves some expenses. And you know, parents have to work.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, that's your job. Unfortunately, you know, some are financially able. They don't have to do that, but a lot of us do.
Right.
And it's tough. You know, like it's good to find a good family friend that take care of you. You know, let your kid go and be with them for a weekend or whatever.
Yeah.
And I don't want to butcher the young lady's last name. I believe it's Rukowski.
Yep. Yeah.
She has a great game. 264,
Oh,
265.
wow. Totally.
That might change the leaderboard a little bit.
Absolutely. Yeah, so here's an example. The Alea's family is with Juju, who's bowling the U22 Queens, which we've been chatting about because there's the next, they changed the U20 Junior Gold format and built this U22 Masters and Queens, which is going on this weekend in Green Bay. Is that where they're at? Or Detroit? I think they're in Green Bay. I don't actually know. Let me look it up. I lose track of where everyone is at this point.
Yeah. There's a lot going on, obviously, but that's a good thing.
Absolutely.
You know.
Detroit. They're in Detroit. Thank you. Everyone knows.
Yeah, I don't know if sometimes people take it for granted, but to put a full house bowling on any day is pretty impressive. On a holiday weekend, on a Saturday, a Sunday, whatever, it's impressive. And you could have probably plenty more if you had the room.
Oh yeah, we had 100 people on our waiting list, so it sold out in 2 minutes, and there were 100 families.
Yeah, well, you guys do a great job, and I'm obviously humbled to be a part of the small part that I do on the team.
Oh, we appreciate.
I try to keep up with the bowl. You know, I like watching what you guys do.
Thank you. We love it. We have some fun guests coming up on the Morning Bowl, actually. We have the young man from Michigan who bowled an 800 series with the mix.
Oh, yeah.
He's swinging
by.
by.
I saw that.
After school lets out, I've been talking with his mom, and so a parent and him are going to join us to chat about how he did what he did, which is just awesome.
So it's funny you bring that up. I have a couple friends of mine who have their reasoning, but they only throw plastic balls.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's a lot of ball speed, you know.
Sure.
But they get heckled a little bit for it at times, and one of my friends bowled a 300 in my sweeper with the Belmo ball.
Oh, yeah.
And Storm put that on there, I believe.
That's awesome, yeah.
So when they saw the young man shoot 800, believe me, they let me know about it.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. They're like, see, it's not that crazy.
Yeah.
All right, so we have Jenna Marsh stepping up. She's from Bowling Green, Kentucky.
Okay.
Bowls at Southern Lanes in Bowling Green, Kentucky.
Yeah.
Southern Lanes, Bowling Green.
great facility. The people that run there are great. I've dealt with them a little bit. Probably hour and a half, maybe 2 hours from here, maybe.
Okay.
Right on the Tennessee border.
So this is her very first SYC, and she made it to state and qualified for nationals. She got an academic award for math this year, and she wants to say hello to Ethan Miller. So hello, Ethan.
Yeah.
Got some shout outs for Alea. We got Miss Portillo was so excited about that turkey and let everyone know. She was clapping it out.
That's right. You know, the parents play a big role as well. Like,
oh, yeah.
You know, you got to have the support of your parents to even be able to do this.
100%.
So hopefully the kids understand, which a lot of them seem like they do. So the parents, shout out to yourself, because it's a lot of work, it's a lot of time, it's a lot of money, and you guys put your kids first, just like I do. I mean,
Yeah.
We had graduation yesterday.
Oh, nice.
Fifth grade. So,
5th grade graduate.
Yeah.
Hey, that's a big deal here.
It's super emotional.
Yeah.
My wife cried for a couple days.
Aw.
You know, they
That's
go
sweet.
from being with the same kids they've been with for 4 or 5 years, and now they're going to middle school, and they go all
Split
over
up
the
a
place.
little bit,
yeah,
right?
we have
Yeah.
so many schools here, obviously,
Yeah.
that they're not even going to probably see each other much. But
Yeah. Might meet back up in high school.
yeah, maybe we'll get them on the bowling team. Maybe.
There you go. That'd be good.
High school bowling's doing really well here. They have a lot of.
So we have a question. I want to give Ashlyn a shout out here. She is bailing out this game. She had a little open in the 7th, but she can still get to 184 with a strike here.
Yeah, I think she missed the 4-7, I believe.
And Andrew, I see your question. So what I would tell you to do is go check out stormbowling.com/SYC, and I'll drop it in the chat. And you can see all of the, not sure which one you're watching on. All of the upcoming events. We do have a couple more on the East Coast. So the rest of the year is, we have Ohio next month, which is sold out already. New York is our August event, and we're going back to Rochester, New York. And those entries open on July, I think it's in July. We have posted the entry open date. I can't remember what it is right now, and we actually, oh wait, here it is. Entries open July 1st. We changed our website. Dylan, our UX designer, shout out to him, always keeping me on my toes. We're going to Idaho and Boise in September. We got our Coastal Classic in October, and then we're going back to Baton Rouge in November. And we usually announce our 2025 schedule in the August, September, October area. Leanne's already kind of working on the cities for next year. So stay tuned and follow, our Storm social media channels, because that's where we post all the youth info. Storm Junior Bowling is really the place where all the youth info gets posted.
So I had an interesting question last night, and I don't have the answer as I'm not a lady.
Sure.
There's not a lot of female two-handed bowlers. They asked me what my opinion was and why. I said, honestly, I don't know. It may be the power. It may be the hips, maybe.
I don't know the answer to that question, because years ago, Ron Hatfield, I sat through a USBC coaching class with him, and there's really no reason that women can't be two-handers. So yeah, some people bring up the hips, but that's not really, like, you can still get your hips out of, you have to get your hips out of the way one-handed too. So
that's just the only logical thing I could come up with, or maybe the ball speed, maybe not enough power to get through the front. Maybe.
So we had Jason Belmonte on our Evolution program Zoom call, which if you have a youth player and your youth bowler is not in the Evolution program, you can check it out on stormbowling.com. It's completely free. And Thursday night, we had probably 50 50 or 60 kids from all over the country that are just bowlers, and they're all levels. Some are younger and haven't bowled in SYC yet, and others are older and are bowling this weekend. But we had Jason Belmonte and Jillian Martin on our Zoom call, and they were giving advice to the kids. And Jason shared a little bit two-handed bowling and how he thought that it really was more accepted now than it has been. There's still those traditionalists that say two-handed bowling, you know, it shouldn't exist. But I think on the female side, it is still new, right?
Sure.
It's still new for girls to really embrace it. But we see more of them, and I think we're very close to seeing some college ladies that throw it two-handed move on to the pro tour. So
yeah, I always get asked the question. I'm probably more of a low rev rate player. Like, I play pretty up 10, you know, nothing crazy. I score.
Sure.
But, you know, a lot of people say two-handed, whatever. I'm the opposite because I tried it. I was like, you know what? I'm going to try it. Look, it is hard.
It is hard.
It is not easy. I struggle with my entry angle. I struggle with coming around the ball. So I gave it up real quick.
For sure.
And so I tell people, look, everybody does things differently. If you can figure out what works for you. I mean, I play pretty straight and I score, and people don't know how, but I shot 865, so I do something right.
I love it.
You know, so
865 is a big set, and Ashlyn Henry there finished with an 181. We're going to take a short break. Jeremy, thank you so much for joining us in the booth. And are you going to be around this afternoon, or you got some other stuff?
Unfortunately, not this afternoon. I got some stuff to do. Then tomorrow I have a sweeper, so I will be busy. But we have good help coming in. If you need anybody, just let us know.
Cool. Well, thanks for joining us in the chat, and it's always great to chat with you, and keep up the great work that you're doing down
Appreciate
here.
it. Thank you.
We love following it and supporting it, and for all those watching at home, don't go anywhere because we will be right back.
All right.
All right, welcome back. I'm joined by Declan Mitchell. Declan, welcome back to the SYC.
It's nice to be back.
Did you miss us?
A little. Just a
Come
little,
on. You missed us. All right, so what's been happening? You used to bowl SYCs, you were a youth bowler, then your age said it's time to move up, right?
Yeah, I had to say goodbye to youth bowling, but now I bowl in college at Newman University, and I'm having a blast.
Good. Yeah, Newman's a great place.
Yeah.
You have some great coaches there, and so you finished up freshman year.
Yep.
What are you bowling this summer? Anything?
Anything I can find in the area, really.
Okay.
I'm coming along with my younger brother Hayden to most of his tournaments to help him out, coach a little bit.
Cool. So you're ball repping.
Yes. Yeah.
Official title. Yeah. Do you have like the kit with like Aberlon pads and all that stuff?
He has the kit, and he just gives me the ball and the pad, and he says go to work, and that's what I do.
That's fair. So how has your brother been bowling?
Pretty good.
Yeah.
He's been real consistent on short, which he tends to get a little freaked out by. He had a 2-team last game.
Nice.
We found a really nice line, and now we're just hoping to see if this side of the center is just as friendly.
Cool. Yeah. I will tell you it's a little tighter so far. That's what we've seen.
All
But
right.
but I don't know much. So I think Hayden has started with strike spare,
Yeah.
so he's fine. You can see him just off your screen, folks. He's bowling on lane 5.
Throwing a shot.
Idle. The ball's good.
Yes. The shot, not so much.
Yeah.
That's all right.
It's because I jinxed him. Sorry, Hayden. So in front of us, we've got Henry Jones and Reed Wendholt. Now, full disclosure, Declan, I forgot to send out the questionnaire to the bowlers this tournament. So some of them have filled out their bios, but not quite as many as normal. But Henry did.
Ooh.
Henry Jones is from Morton, Illinois.
It's his first SYC.
Very first. He plays the cello in his free time. He was part of the first junior high bowling team in his area to place at state, and they were runners up this year. And wants to say hi to Grandma Terry and Grandpa Bill back in Illinois. So hello.
Very nice. I've been trying to teach myself piano with marginal success, but cello, that's a whole other beast.
Piano is the best.
I agree.
There's a lot of pianists in our SYC.
Yeah?
Maybe one of them could give you a lesson.
That would be nice.
Now, are you doing this like through a teacher or through YouTube?
Doing what?
Like learning the piano?
Oh, through YouTube for the most part. I just look up songs I want to play and just figure it out.
I love your generation because of that. You all just figure it out through like YouTube and videos and stuff. It's why you guys get so quick at bowling, I think.
Yeah.
Because you watch a lot of bowling too.
Yeah, and a lot of pros have started YouTube channels and have made how-to guides and things like that.
Yeah. Who's your favorite bowling vlogger?
Ooh, I don't watch a lot of bowling vloggers, but my brother does. I think his favorite is Darren Tang.
Okay.
Or the Tangs in general.
Yeah.
I've watched a few of Packy's videos.
Yeah.
Just because I see him around more often now that I'm up in Wichita.
Yeah. I like the Ting brothers as well. I think Mikey just started. They do a Pro Shop one, which I think if you're looking for some ball recommendations, I really like the way that Michael Ting and Chris Vi break down the bowling balls in their videos. They kind of make it pretty simple, which is important and hard to do. It's hard to kind of make it simple.
Bowling specs are complicated.
Yes.
Especially if you're brand new to the sport. There's nothing to compare it to. It's a whole
different
whole
animal.
Mess,
All right, we see Mr. Bryce Jones here. Oh, hold on.
Oh.
Short pattern.
Yes.
It's tricky.
Short patterns, especially at SYCs, always feel the most like polarizing of like either really high scores or some really low scores.
Right.
I haven't seen too crazy high scores yet.
There's been a couple. We just have the scores up, and I always wait a couple of frames to pull them up because they get loaded in so quickly. But there was a couple 278s.
Yeah.
But not many. You're right. Like.
Not seeing a lot of yellow.
Yeah. This one is a tricky one. I think what several people have said is the surface hooks a lot. And then there's also some extra volume added to this pattern. So it's just kind of proving to be pretty tricky.
Nice shot, Hayden.
I like the Buffalo jersey.
Yes.
You guys have a great Buffalo group.
Yeah. I really enjoyed my youth bowling, just in general, getting to be a part of the Buffalo team, bowling these SYCs, and the Tough Shots series that's on the East Coast. I couldn't have picked a better point in time to have grown up in bowling, I think.
I agree. So what are you studying at Newman?
I'm majoring in sports media and promotion.
Nice.
I want it to be my job to talk about bowling and things like that. So.
Good stuff. Well, we were part of our podcast that we never could really get going.
Yeah.
Do you know why?
I just figured you got busy. I don't know.
It's not me. It's all of you.
Yeah.
Your schedules are like, every time I would send a email out and try to pick a time, it was nearly impossible to find
That
a
doesn't
time
surprise me.
that you all could actually get together and do a podcast.
That makes sense. I mean, part of the issue is we're all in school as well. So
right. So I'm hoping that maybe, I mean, we talked about doing the college one, and now we're in summer again.
Yeah.
So I might try to reach out to some of you and try to get something going. But you guys, you're busy.
Yes. Yes.
Like, I'm busy, but you guys make me look like I'm doing nothing.
Yeah.
But anyway. Well, I hope, I love that you're going down that path. So if you can't do bowling broadcast, what would your second sport be if you had to pick one?
If I had to pick, I have the most experience in baseball. When I was younger, I used to play baseball.
Okay.
So I'd probably be able to like commentate and talk about that the best.
Yeah.
After that, hockey. Because I
Hockey.
think that's the other sport I sometimes watch.
Cool. What's the big sport in Kansas? Like, if you guys have internships or anything?
Honestly, bowling.
Bowling? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
I know Kansas does have a minor league hockey team and a minor league baseball team, so
Sure.
it's kind of perfect.
Yeah.
But at least within like the bowling community, bowling is, like Wichita's a big hub of college teams and youth bowling and things
100%.
like that.
Yeah.
I got to watch the Players Championship when it was at my home center in Wichita.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Are you gonna bowl some regionals or anything?
I'm gonna try to.
Good. Cool. That's great. All right, so this is game number 5, right?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Last
So
one.
last game of the morning. At this point, the short pattern doesn't look quite like it started for any of the pairs. Oh, solid.
Nice shot.
Mr. Bryce there. So at this point in SYC, if you were bowling, it's game 5. Are you like, I want to go to lunch. I want to get out of this building and go take a break.
Especially with the short patterns at SYCs, which are not typically my friends.
Yeah.
Game 4 and Game 5 are where I'm trying to make up some lost pins from the first 3 games.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's not quite like I just want this to be over. That's the long pattern.
Really? Long
Yeah.
is your struggle.
It's not my I prefer long, but it's just at that point of like I've dealt with too much over the weekend. I just
understand.
want it to be over.
I understand. I got you. It's funny. It looks like we have some friends cheering on Bryce. We got Reed. How do SYCs work? Well, Declan just explained a little bit. 5 games on 3 different patterns. Sometimes there's 4 rounds, but this tournament there's only 3. So 15 games total. Short, medium, long pattern. And then at the end, we crown an overall champion. You get some medals along the way, too.
Yeah.
Round medals, but... So we have we'll take a short break after this game. Not a short break, it'll be a long break. It'll be a couple hours. 2:30 p.m. is when the bowlers come and start on the medium pattern. And then they'll bowl 5 games on that. Tomorrow they'll come back and bowl 5 more games on the long. Pretty easy.
Easy in theory, and then you got to go out and do it.
Yeah. I don't. I just have to watch.
Yeah.
Watch for 15 games is great.
Especially in a split house.
Oh, yeah.
Because normally you got to deal with the low end and the high end playing different in the topography, but now you got to deal with the low end and the high end of both sides of the house
Yeah.
being all sorts of out of whack.
And you're switching side to side.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's not like, oh, I figured out this side and then I'm done.
Yeah,
You
no.
might come back to this side. It's possible. So,
My brother started at the high end of this side, wrapped to the other side of the building, and he's throwing his last game on the low end of this side.
see?
So he's seen the whole building.
That's brutal. But that was Leanne's intent, was everyone sees the whole building. That's why they're skipping 3 pairs to the right.
It's great practice for like heavier competitions like junior gold.
For sure. that's the intent. You get a little, it's like a mini junior gold because
Yeah.
you bowl
Lots of patterns,
Yeah.
lots of games in general.
all in one weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some weeks that I'm like, ooh, I want to be bowling. And then there's others that I'm like,
Yeah.
no.
I'm glad I do what I
Right,
do.
exactly.
There were some SYCs where I wish I wasn't bowling in them. Yeah, for
just
sure.
hanging out with me in the
Yeah.
in the booth. Yeah, it's funny.
Wish I was just spectating this one.
Yeah, it's all right. You got all the experience, and now you're off in college.
Yeah. I think I bowled about a dozen SYCs, so I got my fill for sure.
Yeah. At some point, you will miss them.
Oh, for sure. Not yet though.
Yeah, you're like, I'm good.
I do really, really love college bowling. I've been such a fan of Baker
Yeah.
in general since I got to bowl like the USA bowling. And college being mostly Baker it's so fun. It's the most fun form of the sport, I think.
I was just talking to a parent this morning whose bowler is heading off to SCAD,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I said that college bowling is the best environment, and it's completely different than any environment you'll ever be in it again. So
Yes,
it's like
I
4
agree.
years of your life that you're like, this is the best
Yeah.
ever, right? So what tips do you have for parents that are listening that their bowler wants to go off to college? What would you give them advice on the recruiting process and
On
everything?
recruiting, and I guess just like what colleges or like what qualities in a college to look for. I mean, obviously education should always be your real priority.
Yes.
But in terms of the team and the athletics of it all, I would say you got to look for that community where the teammates support one another, the coach is there and engaged with the team. When I visited Newman, I got to practice with the team, and then afterwards they took me to a volleyball game that was on campus. And I sat in the student section with the rest of them, and it was probably the thing that sold me on going to
Oh,
Newman. It
nice.
was fantastic. So I think definitely look for that kind of bond and connection that the teammates can have with each other, and then can form with you.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not always just about school and about bowling. It's just life in general because these
Yeah.
are your friends.
Yeah, you're gonna spend 4 years with most of these people.
Yeah,
It's
for
probably
sure.
a good idea that you can form a meaningful relationship with them.
100%. All right, so we've got Dason and Bryce up here. Bryce is wearing our new Cool Wick jerseys.
We've got some cool jerseys out here I've seen. Lots of bright colors. Nice
Super
shot.
bright. That is the one thing. Cool Wick joined us this year, and they have added a ton of color
Oh, yeah.
to these designs, which is really fun. Really bright.
Yeah.
But half of the jerseys make me feel like I'm in Hawaii because, like,
Yeah.
the jersey on lane 5, it's just off screen, but you'll see another person wearing it all day, I'm sure. But they have like flower designs.
Yeah,
and
I've seen some of those.
it's so tropical. I like the way Henry throws it. Starting to figure out the rotation
Yeah.
on the ball. You can see
It's
it
getting
kind
around
of
it for sure.
yeah, start to click at this age group, right? That U15 is when
Oh,
they kind
yeah.
of figure it out.
The revs skyrocket for most of them. It is
Yeah.
crazy.
They're growing taller. They're
Yeah.
figuring it out. They're getting
Oh,
stronger.
yeah.
Yeah. Pretty good. There's Mr. Reed. Isaiah Derflinger, he's a pretty solid bowler in the U15 age group. He's won some national tournaments. He's usually on the USA bowling teams
Yeah,
that
yeah.
you mentioned. They always have a pretty solid team. That's a really fun event for kids.
I wish they had a U18 division.
Yeah.
I was so upset that I aged out of that at U15 and I couldn't bowl it anymore because it's just so fun.
I think I've heard that from so many kids over the years. There's like everyone is so desperate for a U18 division in that event.
Yeah, either a U18 division for that or someone else needs to start one.
Right.
There's Baker tournaments where older kids can bowl.
Yeah. A lot of communities have the high school bowling, which is Baker, and that's kind of, I think that's why there may not be as many, because there's so many restrictions in states too on high school bowling. But if you're in an area that doesn't have that, it's a bummer, right?
North Carolina, at least in my counties, or at least the counties around, we don't have any high school bowling.
Yeah.
So it was all up to us to find it.
Yeah. All right, we are getting down to the end of this round.
I'm going to say spares are always going to make or break SYCs, especially on the short pattern, I think. I'm seeing a lot of missed single pins around here.
I know. I see Mr. Easton Taylor. He's going to step up on lane 9 here. He's got a solid game going, but there's not. I agree. There's some spares. Del Ballard was watching earlier, and he's Mr. Spare. He preaches, make your spares.
In youth bowling, in college, in professional bowling, all of life is dependent on spares.
Well, Declan, I have enjoyed talking to you. I'm sure we'll get you back in the booth later this weekend, too. We still got a few frames on this pair, though. Looks like they start a little later than the others.
The live stream pair does tend to bowl slower. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because they know they're on the live stream, and so they want to take their time and throw better shots.
Yeah.
Maybe they're just camera shy.
This pair, 7 and 8, has played incredibly tricky all day, too, which is not helping the pace, per se.
I can imagine, since it's right next to this post.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, hold on. Nice spare.
Yeah, I think it's severely, coming from the other side, what the bowlers have told me is it's incredibly tighter. Like this one is extremely tighter than the other side.
Yeah. So and the people that are coming onto 7 and 8 are bowling on the wall on that side. So they're probably bowling on something that might be a little bit more open, even compared to the rest of the center. And now they're coming on a lane on the opposite end of the center. That's
it's a
probably
fun move.
Playing tighter.
It's really fun.
It's
now,
a little
do you wish you were bowling now?
Looking at scores, no, I do not.
Isaiah has figured it out here. That's a double for him. But yeah, it's not been very kind to everyone today in terms of kindness.
For sure. Some of these short patterns, I think, might have been last year or the year before, one of the Super Slams in Ohio, where I think like 20 score records were broken.
Yes, it was Ohio, yes. Yeah.
And that was on the short, where there were like 300s thrown.
Yeah. Got a shout out for Gavin. Gavin's finishing up, yep. Oh.
Get there?
It did. Was that an ice?
That was, that spare ball hooked a lot more than I was expecting it to.
I'm like, that was hooking a lot.
I've got a teammate who surfaces an ice every now and again. He's a lefty, so it's not as terrible for the people he's bowling with. But he'll surface an ice and throw it on short patterns, and I'm like, you're crazy, man.
Hey, it's still it's a reaction, right? Like we talk about building an arsenal all the time, and you want to have multiple options to go to. That is one option.
Yeah, talk about controllable, I suppose.
No kidding. We talked about all the very bright styles, and then we have Jason here, who has chosen a very solid. Oh wait, on the front it's kind of crazy.
There's crazy patterns on the front.
Oh, that totally tricked me. So front is crazy, back is subtle.
I guess business in the back, party in the front, but it is still bright pink.
Yeah,
so
I love it. Go Jason.
I love it.
Yeah. more of a subtle jersey person? Or?
I am.
Yeah, me too. Leanne and I were laughing because we love these jerseys for the kids, like they're bright colors, but neither of us would really choose to wear.
True. I wouldn't wear most of these.
Yeah. But we wear them, and they look great. Oh, it's the Derby jersey. Oh, I love that. Coolwick with
It's
all
cool looking.
their designs this year, man. I'll tell you what, we're very, very fortunate to have Coolwick on board. Good shot by Reed. That was solid.
Playing far inside compared to most shots I've seen.
Absolutely.
This may sound crazy. I do wish sometimes, for some patterns at SYCs, I wish we bowled more games so we could really torch the pattern up. Because that's my favorite line, is when there's nothing left on the lanes and you're standing as far left as you possibly can.
Okay, now you sound like a college bowler.
Yeah, because that's what I do now, and I really enjoy it.
Yeah,
So I wish I could have got some more of that here.
Absolutely. I think if we had unlimited time,
Yes,
Leanne
yeah.
would agree with you. Because, so one of the reasons, we get questions about the format at SYCs a lot.
Really?
Well, not questions, but a lot of people are always like, how come there's no match play in the
Yeah.
SYC, right? And the reason for no match play is because, hey, you guys have a lot of youth tournaments that do have match play.
Yeah.
So this is a little different, and it allows for the bowler that truly knocks down the most amount of pins to win,
Yeah.
right? Which is, you know, how many times do you watch a U.S. Open or a Queen's TV show,
Yeah.
right, where the leader gets knocked off in the match play,
Yeah.
right? And anything can happen in match play. So we just like that format. But Leanne and Gary were, you know, they created this tournament, right? And Leanne loves the U.S. Open. She loves a lot of games. So if you told that to her, she's like, I'm on board. I wish you guys didn't have school and
Yeah.
parents didn't have to work, and we would give you like 20 games.
Yeah.
We'll make it happen.
I need to get some U.S. Open patterns out here.
I know,
then.
right?
I need to see something real flat at
Yeah.
an SYC.
Yeah. Here's the other thing to consider at an SYC too, because KEGEL creates our patterns, right? They have the hardest job in the world, and I say this at every tournament, right?
Yeah.
Because you have bowlers that this is their very first big tournament,
Yeah.
and then you have bowlers that are on Team USA,
Yeah.
bowling in the same environment. So they have a hard job creating a pattern that kind of fits everybody and makes you not totally devastated when you
Yes.
leave, right? Like you don't want to walk out and never want to bowl again. We don't want any. If you feel like that at the end of the SYC, come see me and we'll have a chat. I don't want you to never want to bowl again.
We get an on-site therapist.
Yeah, we have one.
We
no,
do?
Well, I mean, we have a mental performance coach now. We've partnered with
Ooh.
Apex.
Awesome.
Yes, so Apex is a great resource for these kids because mental games are huge.
Yes. I think in terms of bowling, spares are about 60%, mental games probably 35%, then 5% is everything else.
Exactly. I love it. All right. Oh, dear. That's all right. Shake it off. Shake it off, Jason.
Still got 2 more patterns after this. There's plenty of time to make a comeback.
We're gonna get some lunch. We're gonna fuel
Yeah.
up. Like that's where everyone's at, I think. How did your brother bowl?
A 170, I believe.
Okay.
168. That's about where I think that was his low game today, but that's
Okay.
not. Could have been worse.
Right. Yeah. Well, I stole you. I stole his
Yeah.
ball rep.
I asked him before. I was like, "Hey, are you confident? We're about to wrap to the other side of the center. Are you good? Like, you think if I step out, you'll be fine?" He was like, "Yeah, I got it." All right.
You could chat about that at lunch.
It's fine. That Subway across the parking lot is calling my name.
Subway.
I think so.
I like to hear where everyone goes to fuel up at SYCs. Subway's a good choice.
Protein, pretty
Absolutely.
healthy.
Yeah. Got a shout out for Reed, who got a double there. That was good. Mr. Isaiah. Isaiah is a very, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, not strategic, but meticulous player.
Yeah.
He's every motion, right? Like,
Very purposeful.
yeah. That one he didn't like his
Yeah,
first
little
set.
reset there.
Yeah, I like it. Pretty high level fix there.
Oh, and it
Great
works.
Shot. Really great.
Amazing. I had in my age division, Brandon Bone, Spencer O'Barge, Carter Street, all those big names. So I had plenty of competition to worry about.
Yeah. I think all of the girls that watched the Queens show on Tuesday night and watched Jillian Martin become the first bowler to win a Queens title, all those bowlers that bowled against her in SYC are like,
Yes.
yeah, yeah, PWBA, we know. We know how you feel.
We saw this coming years ago.
Yeah. But yeah, Spencer was the same way. Actually, it's funny you bring up Spencer. Susan Robarge just texted us because she has a memory in her feed of little Spencer, and she sent us some pictures this morning from an SYC. So.
Him in the crazy pants.
Yeah, right? It's funny. Those two are, Jillian Martin and Spencer are still the all-time SYC title record holders. However, Gianna Brandolino has 11.
She's, hot on the tail.
Wait. Does she have 11 or 12? Did she?
That says 12, I think, the flag.
So she
I'm looking
tied
at.
it. Yeah, so she has 12. She can break it. She officially, the next time she shows up.
Is she here at this one?
She's not here this weekend.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's right, because she won last month, so she tied the record. But she told me, it was so funny at the last tournament, she was already thinking about 13 before she won that tournament. She's like, the number that she has in mind is 13.
Yeah.
So.
You set your sights early, I guess.
Yeah. I'd like to see a double for Henry here on lane 7.
Nice slow approach.
I love it. I really love his release.
Little high. Yeah.
Little high. Mr. Reed. Nancy is pulling for Reed. I love it.
Get there.
Shoot. A little tricky, but he can make this. Little baby split. Goodman is encouraging you to get a foot long. He'll hold you over until dinner if you can. If you want that advice.
I just might. I did have a hearty breakfast this morning, though,
Nice.
so I might not need that. Oh, Henry.
I know. It's hard at this point in the day to really, you probably shot a bunch of spares at this point, so it is hard to keep it going, but that is if anything, at the end of the tournament, if you're at a loss for what you need to work on at the end, it's
always spares.
Always spares,
Yes.
right? All right, here's Mr. Isaiah. Throwing that idol.
I've not gotten one myself, but I've heard quite a lot of good things about this Optimum idol.
It's amazing. I just got one. I love it. I got it for Women's Nationals.
Yeah.
So good. I threw it almost the entire time.
Those are always the good balls.
Right.
That can fit anything you need them to fit in.
Exactly.
A little bit of surface, and that works for any pattern.
I think anyone that had the original idol loved that ball. This one is just a little bit stronger, which makes you even love it more, right? Because you're on, there's just always more volume, I feel like. They put more volume on patterns now.
Yeah.
So, unless you bowl in college, and then there's no...
And there's nothing.
You can't keep up with the rev rate of you guys in college.
There's a few, I can't remember who makes them, but there's a few patterns out there that are meant to like simulate like 8 games of burn.
Oh, really?
We've started practicing on those just to see, because you know where it really gets hard, especially at college tournaments, is not the first 5 game, it's the last 10.
Yes.
Where you're really just trying to maintain a decent score, not like pull out anything big.
Right. I had a complete bowling arsenal designed for college patterns.
Really?
Like I had completely different bowling bowls. Like I had a tropical breeze that I didn't throw anywhere else, but it was designed for that part of the tournament when you needed something. All right, so we are wrapping up here. This is the 10th frame. Isaiah got to 185, which is pretty solid.
Yeah. I think especially last couple games on the short pattern, the best thing is to not settle, I guess, but be happy with leaving makeables, picking them up.
Yes.
Like their scoring pace has not been high that I've seen. So 185 is nothing to be upset about.
Well, I think that's the hard part too when kids, if this is your first SYC or if they're bowling in their first one, they get in their own head because they think their scores are lower than they should be.
Yes.
But they forget to look around and see like where the scoring pace is, which is always the question in like Q&As. Like if you have, like, do you watch scores?
Yeah.
And most pros will tell you that they don't watch scores, but they look at the pace of play.
That's what I do. I don't look at standings pretty much ever. But I do look at the pairs around me just to see if I'm seeing a lot of high scores, a lot of 6-baggers, things like that.
Right. If you need to do something dramatic or just need to keep getting 9.
Old.
Yeah, this short pattern. This pair is just hard. I'm
like
telling you, if you bowled on this pair, anyone that's watching, if you're watching it back, I'm telling you, this pair is hard.
Tough.
So don't feel bad.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, this is where the internet is. So sorry about your luck. Mr. Henry, see if you can spare this up.
It's got to move.
Hold on.
Nice.
All right. Covered them both.
Yeah, best thing you can do is finish strong and then get to work the next pattern.
Absolutely. Reed left a little tricky spare for himself, but I think he can do it.
I've got confidence.
He can do it.
That's another thing, is confidence. Especially with spare shooting. It's like when you're not leaving single pins, just believing in yourself.
100%.
There you go.
He nailed it. There was zero question about it.
And confidence in ball changes and lane adjustments and things like that.
Yeah.
To be able to trust the moves you make so you can execute on a
That
great
was
shot by Henry.
fantastic shot. End on that and build on it for the next block. Man, I just love the way he throws it.
Oh.
All right, Declan, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll have you back in later.
I'd be more than happy to.
Someday you may be working for someone. You may steal my job.
I wouldn't mind.
I might, but no, you're good. You kids are, I said it a long time ago when we started coming to SYCs that you guys are going to take over all the stuff we're doing, so I hope you do.
Yeah, we're gonna build on it, make it better. I started about 1.5 years ago a series where I'm covering every 300 that's been on TV, and I haven't finished it yet. But the goal is to finish it this summer.
Yeah, I'll have to send it to me when you have it all done. I can't wait to watch.
Yeah, but it's sort of I am basically practicing all this media stuff when it comes to bowling, but I'm really enjoying working on it.
Nice.
Script writing, finding music, editing videos, all that good stuff.
Love that. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, who knows? Someday you'll be working at Storm. So we are done for now, but we will be back at 2:30 p.m. Eastern. So be sure to tune in and watch some more great youth bowlers, and we'll see you then.
Thanks for watching. This has been a live stream presentation of the 2024 SYC Kentucky. The SYC Kentucky would not be possible without the generous donations from our sponsors: Storm Bowling, Cool Wick, PBA Junior, KEGEL, Turbo 2-in-1 grips, 3G shoes, Ray's Eyewear, Ballard's Bowling Academy, Master Industries, Quality Respite and Home Care, and by T&D Transportation. Special thanks to the official scoring system of the Storm Youth Championships, Bowlmetrics. The preceding was produced exclusively by Storm Bowling. For more information on upcoming events and more, please visit stormbowling.com. Once again, thanks for watching.